everyone.
Hello, and welcome to tonight's episode. Thank you all once again for joining us, and it's been a wonderful few years, and those of you who have stuck with us the entire time, thank you so much. Those of you just joining us, thank you so much. But without further ado, let us get started.
Oh, God.
20 a.m. in the realm of Theurginia. Magic has never been as chaotic and untethered throughout the land as it has been this last year. The current era, known as the Age of Renewal, has seen the growth and development of magical prowess and energy in the absence of elves. There's been much to discover and understand, with no end in sight. Our story comes to a climax with a group of adventurers known as Ash's Cookies. They know these facts far better than most. The current adventure has granted them a trip out to sea, under the contract of the Order of Arcane Resurgence, the 4-book passage on the Depth Maiden, led by the turtle Captain Kraken, and have now sailed on the seas for 27 days, and have encountered some once-in-a-lifetime events. Their journey has now led them to an area far beyond where any have gone before. After retrieving an archaic key from a small island holding a dungeon, they have sailed farther west, finding an uncharted island in the middle of a strange, otherworldly region of purple-hued clouds, cracking lightning, and dimension-warping energy. They managed to find a dungeon located further in on the island, making their way through halls filled with monsters and traps, finding an inner sanctum where a beholder was guarding the lost chest they had searched for. A long battle ensued as Thud fought it head-on with his axe and arm blade. Ash struggled to cast spells, and Nizoa ended up becoming paralyzed and petrified. Freebird managed to fatally wound and then kill the monster with the use of Bloodheart, calling down a meteor swarm and then summoning a demonic ferret to finish it off. When Nizoa was freed from her petrification with the last diamond the group had in their possession, Ash stepped up to the chest. Unlocking the chest revealed what it held so long. Magical chaos that seemed to alter reality. Beams formed out of a brilliant bright light shining from within the box rose to reveal images and then imbue their effects. The first caused Ash, Nizoa, Freebird, and Passion all to become 2 times their current weight. The next granted a bit more health to Ash. Ash kept the box open as it granted more and more effects. The third beam only showed the image of coins slowly disappearing before shooting into the ether, not yet revealing its meaning. The fourth showed the image of 2 hearts, before Nizoa and Passion had a strong desire to embrace and be together. The fifth gave Ash a companion in the form of a winged snake. The sixth showed the images of lands throughout Theurginia, even the Decamend, an area of dry earth, to become fertile and overflowing with flora. Ash shut the chest, testing what happened to the effects when she did, finding that they remained. She opened it again, and the next beam to appear showed the image of a volcano erupting before also shooting out into the ether. Another beam caused Ash to lose all of her hair, while the next one gave her a 7th level spell slot. Finally, 2 more beams gave her perpetual dry mouth and the ability to see and teleport between the ethereal plane. She closed the chest, taking the key out and having a disagreement with Nizoa. Ash took some time to think before agreeing to let Nizoa open the chest to see what boons she might gain. However, the first and only beam to rise out of the chest for Nizoa showed the image of a dark mist, before encompassing the entire group, teleporting them to another location. A carnival of some sort, full of performers and good times, but when one looked beyond the tents around them, they could only see the dark mist surrounding the entirety of the limits of this carnival. So with that, one last time, Jen, would you like to start us off with a dice pour?
Yeah, I guess. Makes me real sad. But I love that I've been doing this for our group for so long, and I love you guys, and I love everybody. So dice pour.
Somebody clip that.
All right. And so, where we pick up. Around you,
Thud is freaking out because he
Mhm.
sees the
We're
carnival.
all
He
freaking
knows
out.
there has to be carnies somewhere.
Oh, that's right. You're scared.
So
this
yeah.
is entirely out of my control. This
Oh
was purely
no!
by
I
chance.
forgot about that.
Around you is what appears to be a normal carnival. A few hundred square yards in space, it encompasses a few notable setups and dozens of people. In front of you is the largest attraction, a big red and white striped tent within which a warm glow is seen through the tarp. And outside the entrance stands two pale-looking rough figures. Off to the left, you can see another sizable but not as tall tent, this one of similar color but darker and with its stripes more twisted. Outside, you see a haggard older man, human, seeming to be organizing his belongings. Encircling the area you currently stand in, there are a few more smaller tents. In front of you, you see a small platform where you see a younger female human in a besparkled bralette and sheer skirt, holding long curved blades and lighting torches. In front of you, you see some sort of clown, surrounded by what appear to be animal-like creatures and tuning a barrel organ while a primate-like creature sets up a sign. Other tents have a number of other sights, like an elven female with cages full of serpents, or a pale but beautiful female stepping out of the tent flaps, followed by two large leathery wings. Between all these tents are a number of games and seemingly food stalls that don't seem to be open at the moment. Beyond the smaller tents, you see what appears to be a market of some kind. You see stalls laid out with a variety of objects lit with eerie colored lanterns of sickly yellows and greens, and manned by unnatural humanoids of seemingly fey origin. Some pretty, others ugly, all a range of colors, sizes, and demeanors. As you are all looking around, you notice a figure beginning to walk up to you, perplexed and cautious. Before you is a very tall humanoid with gray skin, dressed in a simple suit of charcoal and white, though slightly faded. He walks up to you, looking down and addressing you all in a straightforward manner. Pardon me, but we are closed to the public at the moment. May I ask how you all got in here?
Send us home.
By divine intervention. What makes you think that we are mere public?
He gets a bit of whiplash looking between you and Thud. I don't quite follow.
Thud, frightened. Send Thud home.
Where is Thud from?
The mountains.
He looks around. Which mountains?
Wait, are there like a lot of mountains?
You see nothing
Oh, okay.
beyond the carnival.
The mountains
It's
that
just
Thud was
mountains.
born in.
Could one of you explain to me where Thud is from?
He's from far, far, far away. But the real question that's burning in all of our minds is, how are you? How's your day? How's it going? How
Is
goes
it
things at
day?
the carnival?
Busy.
I'm
I'm sorry.
just gonna slowly draw my axe and clutch it to my chest.
He notices that and like his foot kind of steps back and he looks over his shoulder.
I'll take a
at-
step back too.
He looks over his shoulder at the two rough-looking figures standing outside the main tent.
But I don't think you need to do that. We'll be fine.
But Thud's scared.
Same, but we'll figure it out. We figured out everything else so far.
Okay, I'll slowly put my axe away, but I'm
Right. I hate to seem impatient, but you all must be going. We are quite busy
We'd
and we're
love
not.
to. What's past the mist?
depends on where you go.
I guess that's a good point.
So everything's
And
beyond.
anywhere better
Yeah,
than here.
no, it's good. Actually, can you just show us the way? We're Ash's Cookies. I don't know if you've heard of us, but we're supposed to be here, and we just need a little bit of help, a little bit of guidance getting set up in our area. Are you the person to speak to, or should I speak to your manager?
Roll a deception check.
We now finish the campaign as circus performers.
Listen.
Please don't make that happen, Ash. Please.
That's gonna be really weird for that.
That's gonna have
No,
absolute
see, it
mental
works
breakdown.
out perfectly. It works out perfectly. You guys have seen it. Like, I think it's like the Kansas State Fair, like the flat
just gonna
chocolate
make
chip
fried
cookies. They're like
Oreos
world
for a living.
breakers. And that's how. Anyways, I only have a +1 to deception, so let's see how
God.
this goes. I have an advantage. I'm going to use.
Yeah, we have
that
lots
was
of them.
5. Okay,
We have some disadvantages.
That's a 14
all
plus
kinds
1,
of
so
things.
15.
15.
Okay.
He's gonna use this dice. He takes out. He goes into into his suit and pulls out like a small notepad, and very small in his hands, and he flips through it. I'm so sorry. I don't seem to have you written down.
Oh, we were just added. I don't know where the so it was a really crazy thing. I told you we're here by divine intervention. You guys are just lucky that you were able to catch us with a free moment in our traveling schedule, and we just happened to be close by, only a couple days away. And so we went ahead and came over, and here we are. I think I talked to like John or Jake or Drew, some kind of name like that.
Ah, yes. One of the most famous names in D&D, John.
John.
Everyone knows John.
Going
Come
down
on.
south quick.
I know like 6 Johns. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Let me just look at something.
Question, can we see what he's flipping through? Can we see the writing?
Not really. He's flipping like, if he's roll a perception check. You might be able to
really?
briefly.
Sure, I'll roll a perception check for you.
That's gonna be horrible.
Bird eye view.
26.
26. There's a few things. There's one page seems to be a to-do list. One thing seems to be a packing list. One seems to be the name of all the performers. One seems to be what's it called? A schedule of the places they're going to visit.
Okay, so I happen to be an expert at forgery. It's my racial bonus.
Is it really?
So yes, it really is.
What?
I'm going to mage hand a pen or quill pen out of his wherever he keeps his pens, and I'm gonna write Ash's Cookies as one of the performers, right in front of him, kind of like Harry Potter, where it actually writes on the paper in front of him.
The reporter's quill.
Yes,
You're not trying to be sneaky about it?
I'm not making any gestures, but I'll have the pen jump out and write for him.
I see what you're doing.
Oh my god.
Interesting. Okay.
Can I do anything to persuade him that this is a sign from the gods?
What would you like to do?
I don't know. I just want to use some persuasion because I think it might help.
So it's
You
just
can-
a hand on hip, watch this go down in flames.
If you'd like to persuade,
instead
you
of
need.
so fair,
What
I'm
are
just
you
gonna,
going
I'm
to
just
do?
gonna, like, as the mage hand starts writing, I'm just gonna put my hand to my mouth, like in total shock. That this obviously this is a sign from the gods that this mighty pen just appeared and wrote down that we should be here.
Good.
In his handwriting. Very important.
Even better.
Okay. Freebird, roll a forgery.
Is that like sleight of hand?
It would be.
Perception?
Let me think.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it would basically. It would be dexterity plus. You're proficient with forgery, but you're not expertise in it.
No, expert.
Are you an expert with forgery?
Yeah.
Then yeah, it's Dex plus.
Expert. It says expert forgery. You have advantage on all checks made to produce forgeries or duplicates of existing objects.
Okay, then yeah.
Okay, so that is a 19 on the die plus 14.
So I got a 15 on the die plus 3. So that's 19 for me.
Oh, I guess we're circus performers.
So is a 33 sufficient to make him believe that this is a sign from the Kenku gods?
The Kenku gods.
There's only one.
There is one. Okay. He stops for a moment and watches the pen, confused but not surprised.
Darn carnies.
Is this also the same feeling that the DM is feeling right now? Confused but not surprised?
No, slightly different.
Will
And he
knew
looks
this
at-
was gonna happen.
No, I didn't. You guys are playing it very differently. And he looks at you guys, looks back, folds his notepad up, puts it back in his suit. You are free to find whatever space is available, and he gestures over to some of the small tents. If you have a tent, feel free to set it up now, but we're on a time crunch. I'll be around. Please ask if you have any questions, but again, time is of the essence.
Yeah, sure, definitely, of course. What was your name again? Because I don't think was it Logan? Is that what I heard you say?
Hermos.
Very close.
Harmon, got it.
Hermes the half-giant.
Hermes the half giant. That's a very proud and noble name. You should be very proud of that. Did your mother give you that name? I'm sure she was a very lovely lady.
No, I
Would you like a
didn't
cookie?
know my mother.
Would you like 2 cookies?
We killed her mother, and I point to Nozoa.
No! Thud! Shh!
I hold on to passion.
With laughter. We killed her with laughter. She absolutely loves our stay.
No, I
You're gonna
killed
love
her
it
with
too.
my axe. It's
No,
in my backpack. Would you like to see?
no, it's a silly axe. It does fake blood, you know, like the.
The axe is
It's
a
all
metaphor,
good. But
actually.
thanks. We're gonna go find our spot now.
It is a metaphor. It's a metaphor for an axe.
He means his love axe. But let's go. Come on.
He just watches you all.
Ash is very hurriedly pushing Thud behind the knees.
Oh my god. I'm just gonna like kind of crouch down as we're walking a little bit, like, what are you doing? To Ash.
I don't know, but we ended up here, and I can't do anything to get us out of here until I sleep,
I mean,
right? Because
what
I
if
still
we
have the
just walk
curse,
through the mists and see what
right? Yeah,
happens?
I'm still walk through the mists. Are you joking?
Mm.
I can't do anything. I can't cast any spells. I am looking not great. Better, but not great. We're someplace that I can't get us out of quickly.
Hmm.
I can't get us back to the boat.
Well,
So either we gotta sneak our way around, but probably I know in the moment it seemed like I was, not trying to lay low, but we have to act like we belong here so that we don't bring extra attention to ourselves. That way we can figure out where we are and how to get out of here.
okay.
If we want to get out of here, I don't know.
I mean, I don't really feel like performing for the rest of my life, but let's give it a shot.
And then I just try to find us a place that we can.
Yeah.
You eventually find a place. Without a tent, it's a little bit easier to set up. You kind of find a space in between two tents that are slightly spaced apart, and there's some cargo like behind them, so you can find like a nice space where you have semi privacy.
Do we have a tent?
I don't.
No.
Just our
I
normal.
can see if there's one that nobody wants.
I mean, we
I
never
don't know
had a
where this
tent
tent came
before.
from. I don't know where this tent came from. It's by the trash. Just pick it up. Someone's
You said
over
there
there.
were tents
Where'd that tent
available.
go?
I mean,
Yeah, yeah. There's just an empty tent. I don't know. My whole thing is just getting off to the side so that we can
I got you.
recon. And if you guys want to try to go out into the mists, I am fine
I'll try it.
ish with that. But just know I can't do much.
I'm just gonna go over and like throw a rope through, and then see if it like gets damaged as I pull it back.
Okay, you throw a rope,
Yeah,
you pull it back. It's a rope.
it's totally fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick my hand through it.
Stick your hand through it, and you feel the mist. Like it has
That
mass
yeah.
to it, but it's not harmful.
Okay.
So it's like the humidity of Florida. Got it.
Probably.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's awful. I'm gonna ask Passion to like hold the back of my shirt, and I'm gonna like go through it.
Okay. He holds on. You go through it. It's translucent. Right. No. Transparent. That's I'm trying to think of it. Transparent. Like it's very heavily obscured, but you're not blinded. But
Okay.
like you look around you and it's pretty dense.
Oh, so I can't even like see what's past it?
No.
Oh crap. Okay. I'll report that back to everybody.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't seem dangerous.
Thud willing to risk it. Anything better than Carney.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of this creepy carnival vibe. What do you think, Freebird?
I don't know. I can hang out.
Or we could hang out. Maybe Thud can get over his fear.
Maybe. Not likely.
Probably not.
Okay, so you don't like being in a carnival, but what if you're actually a performer in the carnival?
Well, Thud never thought of that. Thud could sing, play,
I mean,
but
we could stay the day.
look at that, and he's gonna point at the ape setting stuff up. That's scary. That scare Thud.
It's a little unsettling. I don't know what to do.
Well, first we need to find it. Like again,
A tent.
is there an empty tent we can just take over?
Yeah, are there any, like, just empty tents?
Empty? No.
Hmm.
Are there any tents that no one would miss the performers that are using it?
It's using your head.
I'm gonna go find that guy again.
Who? Hermos?
Yeah.
Okay, roll perception.
So I feel
check?
like Thud should be searching for a table to set up for cookies. So that's what I'm gonna start doing.
Okay, roll investigation check.
17 for me.
17. First glance, you don't see him.
Okay.
He is a big man, but he was already in the middle of something when he noticed you guys, and so it seems he's off doing
Okay.
something.
Then the closest, like, performer, I'm just gonna kind of walk right up to and be like, do you know if there's any extra tents?
Okay. Well, I described a bunch, so which one you walking up to?
Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna go up to the ape guy. Get over my fear.
Okay, you walk up to the clown.
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
god, it's like Cat's worst nightmare.
You walk up to this humanoid,
Humanoid.
average height, pale skin or makeup. You're not entirely sure, but with like
Hate it.
dark but vibrant lips and like seemingly blue like eye makeup. Very very curly hair, kind of green, you think. Not with a smile on his face. And he's currently kind of tuning his barrel organ.
Okay.
He doesn't notice you at first, but the primate-like creature looks at you and like hops up on a table and like starts to make noises, and that draws his attention to you. And he's like, "Oh, hi.
Hello.
I don't recognize you.
Oh, we were a last-minute addition. Ash's cookies.
Oh, welcome.
Thanks. Do you know if there's any like unoccupied tents or ones that aren't being used?
You can check the cargo behind our tents. Sometimes we have extras. We don't. We usually try to order ahead, but if you're last minute, we might not have
Yeah.
any.
We
You can always
forgot
check.
ours, silly us.
Wouldn't be the first
well,
time.
Good luck. Sounds great.
Thanks.
And I'm just gonna like really awkwardly walk away.
So I
I'll
rolled
go
a
look where
16 for investigation.
Investigation. You're looking for a table.
Yep.
You find a kind of not like a bench, but what is it? It's more like a shelf. It's like a thin kind of table, a little tall, almost like a like bar height. But 4 legs, intact, but not perfect.
Fair enough. I'm just gonna throw it over my shoulder and walk back over
Okay.
to everybody else.
All right.
Can I look for monkeys?
You can certainly look for monkeys. Go ahead, roll investigation check.
What is happening?
That's only a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Where were you looking? Just around the tents?
Yeah.
Okay. You find no monkeys. The clown's tent has the one primate-like creature out on the table, and 2 more smaller, long-limbed creatures in cages.
Ooh. I don't like when animals are in cages. I'm gonna go over and visit them.
Okay. Again, as you walk up, the main one on the table starts to make noise, and that draws the attention of the clown. He says, "Hello, and another visitor. Can I help you?"
Whatever sound that thing was making, I'll make it in response, but reverse.
Okay. He goes, "Oh, a mimicker. Welcome to the carnival. We'll make great use of you. If you ever want to join up for a quick performance, I'm always open."
Okay, how big are the bars on the cages where the other long-legged, long-limbed things are?
It's they're like not wicker. They're wooden cages. They're not metal. It's wooden rope to be a very like ramshackle kind of look. They're about the size of like a small branch.
Yeah, I'll tell them I'm interested in work.
Says,
I want to get in one of these cages.
I mean, if you're a performer, you don't need to go in the cages. I mean, this is just all transport and bedding and stuff. I mean, it's not required, and these guys are coming out in a few minutes anyway when prospects get here.
Okay, I will go over to the cages and I will whisper gibberish to one of the long-limbed things.
Okay, you go up to they're both like sitting side by side in two cages, and one of them kind of just looks like bored and just like kind of playing with his fur, but the other one seems to like perk up as you get closer and like goes in and grabs the cage, pokes his head through, and kind of just like looking at you wide eyed. You can see that the fur is like matted and like discolored in some places, and the face is not quite monkey like. It's more bear like.
Okay,
it's
well,
got, like,
I'm
a
going to
longer snout.
I'm gonna sleight of hand pass it some of any pastries that I've stolen in any of the cities. They're kind of warm because they've been close to my body.
Yeah, fair enough. Roll sleight of hand.
32.
32. You manage to not only slide it to the creature, but slide it like further in the cage so that the creature kind of like turns and goes for it. And so its body hides the fact that you gave it a pastry, and it like bites into it and like rips it apart with its snout rather than like chewing it. Just bites and rips and then like swallows.
Okay, I tell him in what language? Well, I would have heard Ash probably talk in halfling, so I'm going to talk in halfling, and I'm going to tell him wait for the sign. Our brothers will be freed, and then I leave.
Okay. All right, what are the rest of you doing?
Like,
Did you have any luck finding a tent, Nozoa?
well, I went to go look for one. That's where I
Okay,
went.
so roll investigation check.
That's super cocked. What's my invest? You'd think I'd know these numbers by now. 18.
18, you do find an extra tent in the cargo. Not big at all, very small, maybe can fit a couple people sleeping comfortably.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pick it up and head back.
All right.
While they're doing that, I've just been people watching and seeing if I can figure out where we are,
Okay.
what is happening, who this carnival is.
Yep. All right. So you people watch for a little bit, and you see a number of the performers running back and forth. Some grabbing small things to bring to their tents, get ready. Couple people in and out of the main tent. A few that go in and come out, and a few that come out and go back in. Not anybody in and out of the medium-sized tent. It's just that one guy in, who like sets up outside, goes in for a little bit, and comes back out. The performers, some of them are finished setting up and begin to rehearse their whatever tricks and stuff. Others are just sitting and waiting. At one point, you do see Hermos very quickly walking down the middle of the area into the main tent.
I'm gonna go in the main tent.
Okay, you walk up to the main tent, and those two pale, rough-looking figures step up and hold their hand out. And one of them asks, "May I help you?"
Yeah, I'm just here to help set up the refreshments. Ash's cookies. That's me. I'm Ash.
Thud has table, and I'm gonna show him the table.
Wait, where did you get a table from?
Roll
I found it.
a deception check.
Okay.
You can make it with advantage because that is helping you.
Okay, that first one was deception, you said, so that's a +1. So the first one was a 10. Second one's a 19, so that's a dirty 20.
Okay. He looks at his companion and looks back to you. All right. Is that supposed to be inside or outside?
Main ring. VIP section. VIP section above the main ring, you know? 3 rings. There's 3 rings to this, right? And then
he looks at his companion and goes,
the VIP
Right.
skybox. Thank you, my good sirs. I didn't catch your name. So sorry, I did not catch your names. Are you? I think I heard Huey and Louie, right?
I was waiting for it. Their names are, where are they? The guy talking to you crosses his arms and goes, "I'm Bullig." And that's
Bullig. Oh, you're Bullig.
yes.
I've heard so many great things about you. I think your father must be very proud of a name like that. Very strong. You're so strong. Your dad must be really proud. And then this must mean that this is, pointing to the other one.
Thu.
What a lovely name, Thu. Pleasure to meet ya. Officially.
Likewise.
We're just gonna go inside now, and we go inside.
Okay. You go inside, and
Well, I'm gonna eyeball him on the whole way in, though. Just
they eyeball you right back.
super suspicious.
Dad, we just have to act like we belong.
Inside, you see what is a giant carnival tent. There are wooden bleachers set up all around it, almost in a hexagon shape. You see Hermos talking to a few performers, including where are you? Including a man that wasn't outside, in a tailcoat and the red and white striped pants. Kind of human, but his proportions are little off. Very pale. You see a couple of what look to be acrobats in like shiny suits, shining like gymnastic suits. You see a couple of animals. Again, not sure what they are. They seem to be bear-like or cat-like, some conglomeration.
So none of them have a beak?
No.
Or a bill, actually, would be.
No, they do not.
Good. Okay.
Um,
Thought would have had a heart attack.
but yeah, that's what you see inside.
Does it look like they are setting up or
It
tearing
seems
down?
like they are set up. They are talking through some things.
Okay, then I am going to fairly nonchalantly act like I'm going exactly where I know I'm supposed to be going, but within earshot of them. I just want to hear what they're
where are you going?
So they're sitting in like the middle of the tent, right?
Yes.
Okay, then is there an obvious spot? Is there an obvious VIP spot that actually, you know what? No, I'm just gonna go up and I'm gonna start putting the table down right behind them. Your refreshments, sir.
Hermos turns around, again confused, and says,
Hermos, my friend, I'm so glad you told us exactly where to go to do this.
I told you to go out near the other tents, not in here.
Oh, well, I definitely mistook it. But while I'm here with you and our lovely friend here, is this the Jake that I've heard so much about?
The man steps up and goes, "Who is this Jake? Did you hire new people? Who are these people?"
No, Jake hired us.
And
I'm
while she's-
Ash. This is Ash's cookies.
While she's talking to this guy, I'm gonna start feeding Hermos cookies. I'm just gonna start handing him cookies. Just as Ash is laying them on the table, I'm just eat cookie, eat cookie.
He's like pushing your hand away. No, I'm fine.
And I just pick up another one with my other hand and right over the top of his hand, closer to his face every time. Just
he's like swatting you away.
okay. So while we're doing that,
Anyway.
Ash, go ahead and talk.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I was just told that that we needed to come set up the refreshments for the VIP, and that's great. And you definitely look like the most important VIP here. And I figured
The VIP. I am not the VIP. We are waiting for the prospects. What are you doing in here? You should be setting up your own tent. I don't know why you're in here. You're all of a sudden just barging in with your table and your cookies. What are you doing in here?
Cookie, and I'm gonna put a cookie in his face now.
Well, you know, it hasn't been 100% clear what we were asked to come do. Prospects for what?
He looks at
Who are we
Hermos.
prospecting?
He looks at Hermos, and Hermos looks at him. Tell us more about this Jake who hired you.
Oh yeah, hang on a second. I left my bag outside, but I can definitely go get my the letter that we received saying that you guys needed someone to fill in a spot. And we just happened to be traveling by, and you were only like a day and a half off of our course anyway. And but yeah, give me just a minute and we can go get that for you. Thud, can you grab this table for me?
Yes. Then I'll pick up the table and show it to him like it's like a badge of authority or something, like because I have this table, I do belong, even though I feel very uncomfortable right now.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just be like, just 1 second, just 1 second, and I'm gonna try to go back to Freebird, I need a letter.
Okay,
Check us out.
I'm going to forge a letter. We're gonna put
Nice.
mileage on this feature that I have that I've never used before.
I know. Well,
A letter from
Might as
Jake.
well.
Okay, whose handwriting are you copying?
Jake's, obviously.
Yeah.
Whoever the hell
Gutenberg
Jake
Bible.
is.
Any NPC that I've seen in Theurginia that started with the
We
letter
write
J.
it in Michael's handwriting.
Yeah, I'll do it in Michael's handwriting.
J. Is there a? Yeah, wait, hold on. There was a J.
There was.
Who was it? Who? Hold on. Oh my god, is my thing
I
working?
don't remember.
I think it was one of the soldiers. Hold on.
Mhm.
Let me see.
It was a soldier.
J,
It definitely wasn't
J,
Jake,
J.
though.
It was Jupus.
Okay, so I'm going to do it in Jubis, but I'm going to sign it Jake. And I'm going
Okay.
to replicate the State Farm logo.
Oh my gosh.
What even is that? Oh, it's the like the
Nice.
the three. Yeah, I know what it is. Okay. Okay. What does it say?
It says, Ash can do whatever she wants, signed Jake.
That is
Okay.
perfect.
The State Farm logo.
Okay.
Really important.
I can't believe we haven't gotten killed yet here. Swear to God.
We're trying real hard.
I can't
All right.
know.
So you
Your turn.
forge that and give it to Ash. You're muted. Ash, you're muted.
Yeah, I am. Damn it, the whole thing. No, I was just saying, okay, so I'm not super charismatic. I know for like a year or so I've been acting really charismatic, but I'm really not. So we very well might get chased out of here. So I don't know if we want to look for anything else while I'm looking for this letter in our bag. But
I mean, I could go give it to him.
If
what's
you
that gonna
want,
do for us?
if you want, you can actually tell me what to say. I'll say it in your voice, and then we can use my deception check.
Oh, yeah.
I'm your translator.
Yeah. Well, I already talked to him,
Copy
but
paste.
definitely.
Are we plagiarizing deception
we
checks
are-
now?
But okay, so yeah, just tell him that I had to cook more cookies before
There's
the show
nothing in the
because I
rules
wanted
that
a
says
really
we
fresh
can't do
batch.
it. Is all I'm saying.
Okay.
But otherwise, yeah, definitely go ahead and tell him that this is a letter from Jake, that we were traveling. We were about a day and a half out, and we just went ahead and intercepted you guys. We don't really know a whole bunch of details. All that we know is just what Jake said right here.
Which
Jake.
is that you can do whatever you want.
Exactly. Ash's Cookies can do whatever we want. And while you're doing that, do you want to go with them, back with them with tables and the
Oh yeah, no,
table?
I'm totally
Just the
going
table.
back with Freebird because the way we're getting back through the doors is I'm showing the two guards the table again, as
table.
if it's like
Again.
a pass, like or a badge or something. So no, we're good.
Heard in this world, that's what they put the key on to go to the bathroom. It's
Yep.
a table. You have to carry a table to the
With
bathroom.
one little tiny loop and a key.
Thought he's strong.
Okay.
And because of Thud, we could actually all go to the bathroom, which is
Thank God.
thankful because the beholder fight took a
Otherwise-
while.
All right. So, what is the plan?
There is no plan. Well,
No, it really isn't.
I
Have you
have
not
no
gotten
idea
that
what
yet?
Nazoa's doing. Ash is on her own now, and me and
Yep.
Freebird are heading back to the main tent. Like
No, I'm with
Yeah,
Nazoa now because we
partying.
were all together during that, right?
Oh,
Nazoa,
yeah.
you were.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's me and Nazoa together.
I'm just there with Passion, like setting up a damn tent.
well, we gotta sleep
That's
at
fine.
some point.
Probably talking
Yeah,
about
I
the
have
mist.
So
So-
I'm gonna go there, and I'm going to imitate Ash and tell them that I have the permit or the letter from Jake from State Farm, and it states that Ash can do whatever she wants.
Okay. So, you two begin to
We have a
walk
table.
towards the main tent again. As you're walking, you notice Hermos and the other man outside talking to a woman. Very tall, black skin, black curly hair, long pointed ears, wearing a white shirt with a leather pauldron on one shoulder, purple purple pants with a big leather belt, holding a great sword, very nicely made, very smooth and sharp, um, slung over one shoulder. And as you're walking, Hermos notices you too and like
We
subtly
hide behind the
points at you.
table.
Okay, and subtly points at Thud.
No, we hide
I
behind the
will
table.
also hide behind the table.
Both of you roll stealth checks.
I can do that.
I've never been so worried about our health in this game.
Don't worry. 30.
23.
23.
Nothing to see here. Just a table.
Just a table with a key.
And a note on top that says Ash can do whatever she wants.
It's the worst thing we can possibly do.
Go hard or go home, guys. This is
We
it.
might as well. We might as well.
Okay. Okay, you hide behind it. Couple seconds pass. And you hear a voice say, "Excuse me." I know you can hear
no hablo
me.
inglés.
Oh my god.
She starts speaking
give up.
Elvish.
I was muted.
Let's
I'm
see.
gonna just reach up and set a cookie on the table and just say cookie, and then right back down.
We sent the two that like barely can speak.
I
Smart.
can speak.
Can't handle this.
Over the side of the table, you see the blade of the sword come down between the cookie and chip into the table.
Uh-oh.
That's how they cut cookies here? This is crazy.
Found the cranky one.
Let's gonna stand up and say, "Hey, thud table."
She leans in real close, her like bright orange eyes peering deep into you and says, "That's my table. You're at my carnival."
And Thud's gonna pick up the two halves of the cookie. Cookie?
She leans back again. "Who are you, and what are you doing in my carnival?"
Bird has note.
Hand in the note.
And then I'm gonna hand her the note.
She picks it up and she unfolds it. "Which one of you is Ash?"
Ash with Nazoa making cookies. Thud brought note.
I just tell her I'm the voice of Ash, because you can't possibly comprehend the awesome power that is her voice. So I speak for Ash.
"And who is Jake?"
The
From State Farm.
man who gave us letter.
He can definitely save you a lot of money on your insurance for your carnival. Just saying.
"I know every one of my performers. I don't know a Jake."
Jake's not the one. Jake's the one that hired us.
The Hermos told us.
We're on the list.
Yeah.
At this point, Hermo steps up and shows him the notepad. "It did appear on my list. I don't know who Jake is." She takes the notepad.
Then who sent letter?
Gives it back to Hermos. I don't know who sent the letter. I
Well,
did
Jake,
not approve
that's-
it. All decisions go through me. And right now, you're trespassing.
What is trespassing?
You're not supposed to be here.
That's
Jake-
multisyllabic. Thud doesn't understand.
Get out of here now, please.
How far are we from them?
You're good. 100 feet.
But like we can see like it's not going well.
Yes, you can hear this woman screaming at them with a sword in her hand.
I'm gonna just
Technically,
tap
it's in the
Ash
table.
on the shoulder and just be like, I think they're burning down our story fairly quickly. You might want to go
Okay.
save them.
Let's go. Start pulling out a bunch of guidance cookies out of my bag, putting them on a traveling plate,
Okay.
and then go up to the two people. And then I go inside. There you guys are.
They're not
So
inside. They got
far
stopped
outside.
outside.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
out.
oh. My bad.
Outside.
Sorry. What are you guys doing out here?
Are you Ash?
Was rude.
I'm going to. Is that how they say it? Is that how that person says it? With a lot
Yeah.
of attitude? Okay,
Yes.
cool.
Alright,
And Ash
just
can
like
turn
put
around.
right before Ash can say anything, because I can feel her temperature rising a little bit quickly. I'm just gonna put my hand on her shoulder and be like, yes, this is Ash.
Do you know who Jake is?
We've
I've
never
heard-
met him, but he employed us from our old employer in the army that we were part of. We were like entertainers. It's
Where
nice to meet you.
are
I'm
you?
Nizoa.
Nizoa, where are you from?
Not here.
None of us are from here. There is no here.
You know, around. What about
Takes,
you?
takes one long look at you.
Should have stayed by the tent.
Notices your necklace.
Uh-oh.
What kind of performer are you?
I do fire tricks.
And I say that Ash is a bakerobat instead of an acrobat. She bakes and does flips.
She can bake like incredibly fast. We
And
I have
have
a
cookie out of
thrower
my bag.
and our strongman.
We have all of those covered. Why are you here?
Why are any of us anywhere?
As I told our lovely half giant here, it was literally divine intervention. We were put here by the grace of the gods, and
Literally.
here we are. So obviously you need us for something.
There are no gods here.
Okay, well the grace of the universe.
What's
Kismet,
past the
cosmic
fog?
fortunes. What's past the fog? That's very interesting.
Why don't you find out?
I mean, I put my hand through it. It was fine. I was just curious. Like, don't you guys ever leave?
We don't leave.
Why not?
Everyone comes to us.
Clearly, that's why we're here.
So I ask again, where did you come from?
I'll repeat
boat.
myself again. Divine intervention placed us here.
We were
Would
on
you like
a
us?
ship
Would you?
traveling.
Yeah, exactly. Would you
This
like us
is
to
the
tell?
first
Would you
mate
like
of
us to
said
tell
ship.
you how we were on a boat and then we got sucked into a box and then we showed up here? Is that what you want to hear? Does that sound any more
It's the truth.
cosmical than divine intervention putting us here?
Truly, we don't know why we're here. Miss, and I'm like,
It's Jane.
Jane.
I bet you.
Isolde.
Oh,
Isolde.
That's not Jane.
No.
That means Jane in my language.
yeah. Listen, before this gets out of hand and there's, you know, a lot.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one before. I mean, this got out of hand a while ago.
We are adventurers. We've been on the sea for a really long time. We found a box. I opened said box, and we were teleported here. That is the truth.
Thud got metal arms. He's
Yeah,
gonna
he has a metal arm.
spin his hand around.
This is Passion. He's the first mate of that boat. It's been like 25 freaking days that we've been on that boat. I loved every minute of it, to be quite frank, so I'm not really that happy to be here either.
You are taking me away from my duties. Please leave.
Okay.
Alright. I'm just gonna leave.
Okay. You're just gonna walk out?
Yep.
First,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
actually
gonna
gonna give
pick up
the
the table
clown,
and
5 gold, like, as I'm leaving.
Okay.
Good luck.
First time he smiles.
Yes! Yeah, and I'm gonna pack the tent up, though. I'm taking that tent.
Okay.
Where does he put the gold?
Don't you steal my
Kind of just sweeps it into his pocket.
How big is the pocket?
It's his vest pocket. It's like a, you know, it's enough to put your hand in.
He has his pocket
Pretty
protector.
deep
you
pocket.
can do it.
I'm just gonna steal his whole robe.
What? How do you do that?
I didn't do it yet. I said I was thinking about doing it.
Oh, okay.
Freebird, come on!
Does he have anything
Alright.
else I can steal?
Oh, I mean, he's got like belongings and let's see. You can't steal the barrel organ.
You know what? I want to steal that pen from the guy who signed the book. It's like going to a hotel. You got to steal the pens and the towels. That's what I'm gonna
Go ahead. I mean, go ahead. Roll a sleight of hand.
do. Okay. I'm taking a souvenir. The bad part about these dice is I can't read them too well. 26.
26. You can put in your inventory carnival pen.
Carnival
Awesome.
pen.
I'm totally putting it in my inventory.
All right. You guys walking out into the mist.
I guess so.
With a table and a tent.
Picking the table?
Yeah, I picked up the table and we walked away.
All right. You guys go out into the mist. It's heavily obscured. You can barely see around you. You can hear each other still,
Okay.
but you stay close to each other.
Does this remind me of the mist from, like, what was it, a month ago, probably in our time?
Which mist?
Like, I think it was the end of our last season when we were in all the mist.
In
Does it feel
the
the same?
forest? No. That mist was deadly and thick.
Okay, it was different. Okay, I just want to make sure.
Hard to breathe, and this one's just very hard to see through and
Okay.
just
It's just Florida humidity. Got it.
Yeah.
Thanks,
All right.
Will. That's what I needed more of.
Yeah. All right. You guys go out into the mist.
Yep.
I need everyone to roll con saving throws.
Oh, there it is. I'm gonna use an advantage.
Remind me of my curse. I'm not at disadvantage or anything, right?
I don't believe so.
Okay, then I got a 18 plus 3, so 21.
Okay, you're fine.
Got an 18.
18.
I got a 13.
Okay,
A dirty 20.
you're all fine. An hour passes, and you guys realize how tired you are. You guys have been going for more than a day. It is tiring and long, and you guys are walking for 3 hours.
Oh my god.
Maybe we should set up the tent and sleep.
On it. I'm good at it now.
At the end of those 3 hours.
Oh, there's the first laugh of the night.
You guys emerge from the mists into the carnival again.
Are you fucking kidding me?
You emerge 91 feet from where you entered.
Well, this is gonna be harder than I thought.
At this point, it seems like the chaos that you guys entered into has died down. You don't see the same setups as before. You see a couple of the people around, but no one's performing.
Has does it look like 3 hours has passed here? Is it
Possibly.
like sun setting or getting darker?
No, not really. But I mean, it's darker, but that's probably because the lack of firelight.
Well, should we just try again?
In another direction?
Yeah.
We're gonna walk ourselves into a level of exhaustion if we're not
We
careful.
might. At least we have a
So-
tent.
So I was saying,
How
walk
long
an hour
have we
into the
been awake
mist,
at this point?
and
At this
take
point,
long rest?
it's been like since I've had you roll 11 hours. But you guys have been going since you woke up.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you guys want to go back out?
I mean, they're not gonna let us stay here to rest, so. Yeah, I guess so.
Can we find a can we just look for a spot, maybe behind one of the tents where there's boxes or crates
yeah,
or
maybe
something?
behind cargo.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
roll a survival check.
On it. Ooh, that's awful. Okay. 2 of my advantages are gone.
I only got a 13.
Let's see. Survival. 19.
19. Okay. You find a spot behind some cargo. It has a decent amount of cover. If you'd like to, you can try to rest there in hopes that you don't get discovered.
Yeah, I guess so. Because we need to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll set up the tent and we'll hunker down.
Okay. All right, you do that. Is everyone going to sleep?
Ashes. 100%, yes.
Do
We're going
you
to
want
try
to
to.
take watches?
Ash will.
Play first.
Later.
All right, whoever's taking watch can roll perception.
god, that's a good one. Natural 20, so 31.
There are a couple times where either Hermos or the one of the guards, not the guards, but like one of the guys standing outside the tent, just walk, just like looking over the tents. Seems as though they don't think that your tent is out of place. And with the tent, you and your friends are covered, so they just keep walking. But yeah, your watch goes by unimpeded.
Who's next?
I can go next.
Okay, perception check.
25.
25. Same thing. No one. You don't really see people, like you don't see Hermos or the guys walking past. Like there is one time where Isolde walks out, but is not looking around. She's kind of just walking. Seems to be talking to herself. But you two, unimpeded.
Alright, I'll go next.
Okay.
Of course. 14.
14. You don't see anything. Not until the end, towards the end of your watch, where you see a couple people come out and seem to start their morning routines. Torches are lit. It seems like the day is about to begin.
Okay. And do we need to do another one? No, right?
Nope, that's it. And you've all finished your long rest. What do you guys want to do?
Ash is gonna wake up and do the morning pep talk about how we're gonna figure out how we got in here, and everyone needs to stick together, and this is really cool. I wish we could find out more information, but I don't think we're supposed to be here. So, with that pep talk, do we want to go back to the boat?
I would love to go back to the boat. I miss the boat.
All in favor of the boat, say aye.
Aye.
All right. You teleport back.
We teleport back.
Teleport back.
God.
In a flash of warm, brilliant light, you guys are all whisked away from. Just because it's fun to tell you all, you guys have escaped the domains of dread.
Oh, Jesus!
Well,
Sounds so inviting.
yeah, I mean, we should have hung out. What were we
That's where you
thinking?
guys rolled to be teleported to.
The one time I'm like, fine, I'll freaking roll. That's where.
And so,
Seems on brand.
I don't know,
for Zoe to be a
It
fair.
got 2 stars on Expedia. It wasn't that bad.
It's all paid for.
Has good
and,
buffet breakfast though.
and so, ooh, that's loud. No, that's not
Oh well,
loud.
did we
I wanted
level
this.
up?
Yes.
So
Oh,
what
did
level
we?
should we be now?
13.
13?
13. Okay.
Yep.
My picks that.
It's a temp HP for the pep talk.
13. Oh well, hang on. Let me see now because I didn't level up first.
Yeah, same. Guys, I'm finally Druid 8.
14. 14 temp hit points.
13? All right. You guys get back on the ship. Look around and you see a few of the crew members tending to the ship. It is the early morning, the sun barely rising. It appears that the landing crew is still on the island.
Really?
The plan was for you guys to meet back up with them and go back to the ship together. So when you guys didn't come back, they
So we
stayed
gotta
on
go
the
back
island.
to get that chest.
Uh oh, I hope they
Cause-
don't.
I thought we put it in the bag.
Did we?
The chest?
No, we didn't.
I thought.
'Cause, yeah, she opened it and we were
Ew.
instantly transported. The chest is still there.
No.
We
Yeah,
gotta
the
go
chest
back
is still
for it
there.
now.
That makes sense.
Chest teleported you guys to
Yeah.
a different place.
The chest was like, "Be gone, peasants." Well, we should probably go get the crew then.
And the chest.
You guys can need a signal for the crew. You don't have to go get them.
Yeah.
But
I
is it
want
really
nothing
safe
to
to
do with
leave
that
that
stupid chest.
chest sitting
I want
there
everything
for
to
just
do with that chest.
Nothing.
anybody to pick up? I mean,
Nozoa's
I want
not
nothing
going
to
back for
do.
it.
I want nothing to do with the creatures surrounding the chest.
But you hadn't dealt with them all.
I don't think we've dealt with any of them.
No,
we did. We
didn't.
dealt with the
snuck
Beholder.
past.
Yeah, well,
You dealt
besides
with
the-
3.
Yeah, we have levels of bad people that we snuck right past.
I mean, I guess it's just time to go back and kill them.
Do you want me to go get the chest?
It's actually a fair point too.
I want to go with you to get the chest.
Why do we need the chest though?
I
Because if
don't know,
the
but
wrong
why did I get a
people
vision
get a hold
of
of
a
that
chest
chest and just
just
start
to leave
popping
it?
it open.
Like us.
It could be bad for everybody.
Ash, by the way, you're back to normal. You're fine.
Awesome.
Did her hair come back?
Nope.
Nope.
Do we still
Oh,
weigh
okay.
twice as much weight?
Let me look.
Can I still see into the ethereal plane?
Wait, what is it? 2. Yes, you're still twice as heavy. Yes, you are still able to. What is that?
Yeah, Nozoa doesn't care about the chest. She got nothing good from it.
Yes, you can do that, but it's
Actually,
once per rest. Ash still has dry mouth, no hair.
How is passion acting?
The same as
Normal passion?
No, the normal passion post chest.
Okay.
Still twice as heavy. Yep.
Did that affect everybody?
It affected everyone but Thud.
Oh, okay. I weigh a lot now.
Okay. So what's the plan for getting the chest? Because that's happening.
Okay, I can go invisible 18
just
times
true.
or 16 times a day
That's a good point.
for an hour at a time.
But how are we gonna know if something happens to you and we can't get back?
Well, how much
we go
does
to
the chest weigh, you think?
Are you asking
How
me
much
as a
what?
DM or?
Yeah, like based on the fact that we were next to it, how much would you say that it weighs?
It is solid wood and gold strapping. It is.
Give me a round number.
That's no. Again. I searched how much does a large chest weigh.
How'd
What
that
do you
go?
think came up?
Now that's in your search history.
Nice.
Yes, it is,
Your
and I can't
girlfriend's
wait
gonna
to
like that one.
Yeah, my girlfriend's gonna love this. Fuck.
Nice.
I meant like a fucking.
I don't know, man. Like 42 cc's or something. Like, what are you
Stop.
talking here?
Stop. We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
It's got to be over 100 pounds.
Not cardboard.
Not
I
cardboard.
would think it'd be over 100 pounds.
Jesus.
I think it'd be somewhere like
Will?
Yes. It's a
25
test.
to 30.
Fucking. What would it be?
Just type in like
pirate
how much does a treasure chest weigh? I think that's probably the closest you're gonna
Eat
get.
everything.
Is it more than 240 pounds?
Better not be.
I'm 205 personally.
I mean, solid wood is heavy.
Yeah, no, it probably wouldn't be more than 240.
Okay, I can stealth and go invisible to get back into the chest room, and I will lay on it like I'm laying on the rocket that's going to go and blow up the Earth, and I'll dimension door out with it.
Boom.
I can lift up to
problem solved.
240.
Okay. You want to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Turn your bond on, right? Because you can
Yeah.
talk to us a mile away, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. You go for it.
Freebird's gonna have to do the, the Jack Sparrow run out of here.
Yes.
All right,
On
so
the beach
you-
and everything.
You go back on shore, passing the crew who are very confused.
I bet.
Captain Kraken's like, what the fuck?
I fill Captain Kraken in.
But as
I'm gonna
I
stand-
walk into the distance, I'm just going to go invisible. Like I walked into the horizon and just poof.
It's like
Well,
the black
there he
cat in the
goes.
Matrix, but now it's the
Yep.
black Kenku.
Yep.
I'm gonna stand just inside the cave door or the entrance to, where the chest is, just in case I have to go running inside.
Okay, you go through the forest, same thing. Eventually find the moats. You follow the moats to the center where you find the crater. Go in the door again. It's still open. Go through.
I stay just inside the door.
Go through the halls. Go around the traps that are still triggered. Go through the room where you killed the hellhounds. Go to the room where you saw those bipedal creatures and you snuck around. Only two of them are there. Only the Minotaur and the Quagoth are still there.
Before we go past the hellhounds, I give him the finger,
Okay,
the feather.
feather.
You showed them.
You sneak around the two that are still there. You get into the central gallery where there's all the items around, and you see the large group of different creatures. All have come out of their respective places of sleeping. Some of them are like fighting. Others are just watching and talking. Couple of them are towards that hole that you guys went into. You see the two what are they called? Hobgoblins and the large gray-skinned humanoid are over
I'm
there.
describing everything as you go to everybody in the party.
Well, as you try, you realize you're too far away from them.
Ooh.
It is more than a mile into this dungeon.
Okay.
Okay, I will.
Well, actually, no. Thud does hear you.
Okay, I was gonna say, if he's more than a mile into this dungeon, I'll just stay right on the.
No,
edge
it's
of
more
that
than a
as we
mile
go.
from the
Okay,
dungeon to the boat.
cool. So he's just narrating to me, which is absolutely
Yes.
awesome.
And
I
Freebird-
actually am tempted to mess with the animals, but action, adventure, the Kenku craves not these things. I continue onward.
You go into the hole, and you notice that little green one-eyed creature, and two humans in the chamber, seemingly discussing the death of their master, and currently eyeing and inquiring about the chest.
They're in the room with the chest?
Yep.
What do these things look like?
The creatures in the
Yeah.
room. It's two humans. One of them, the older human in the robes, and then the other one in very similar robes, but slightly younger. And then they're talking to, or communicating with, this kind of like green, scaly, hunched, small figure with one big eye and kind of like spikes along its spine. Very skittish, very, very not not very confident.
Okay, I'm going to expend a psionic die
Okay.
to keep Thud in my telepathic thing, and I'm going to add these three people there, or three things into there. I am going to sing to them in the master's voice, and I'm going to sing Photograph by Nickelback.
Oh, Jesus. One of these days I'm gonna get a voice changer and start doing this shit. Okay, you do that. Roll an intimidation check.
I'll pull out my loot and start playing with it if it gives them advantage.
Wow, 19, because I rolled a 17, and I only have a +2 in intimidation.
It's not a high DC because it is their master. They are startled at first and confused. And then the three of them run out into the tunnel.
Okay. So I am going to dimension door as far as I can go, which is 500 feet back the way I came.
Okay, let me do some math real quick.
Just leaving Thud there.
I don't know how far it is really, so I'm gonna just as far as I can go the limit.
Yeah.
Up to, and if Thud is 450 feet, I'm gonna go 450
Got
feet.
it.
If he's
I see what you mean.
1,200 feet, then I'm gonna go 500 and call to him.
Oh, okay.
Smart.
Doing some math on my maps. You might be able to make it to Thud. It's already a couple hundred. Yeah, honestly. Yeah. If you want to, you can just go to Thud. That's actually probably
Sounds
exactly
good.
where you need to go. Hold on. Yeah, no, that'll be exactly where you need to go. 500 feet is going to be right around Thud.
Okay, I'm gonna go right to Thud.
Perfect. And
Thud,
I'll pick up the chest.
as Freebird is talking in your mind, it goes silent for a second, and then Freebird appears beside you with the chest.
Nice. So I'm gonna grab Freebird in the chest and run.
Okay. Eventually, you get back to the ship. The crew is now safely aboard for the most part. And meanwhile, Captain Kraken is subscribing to you two and Passion and about how they were not as lucky in their endeavors. It seems that the island was full of otherworldly creatures and terrain that is not quite safe. And so, a good chunk of the crew was lost.
Are you kidding me?
And at this point, it is not viable to keep the expedition going. And so, it is even more important that you guys go directly back and no more stops.
Damn, that
I give a
sucks.
moment of silence for the crew,
Yeah.
and like, yeah, let's get on the boat. Let's get the hell out of here.
Okay.
Well, let's skedaddle.
All right. You
So is
guys.
it just us, Passion, and Kraken?
It is you guys, Passion, Kraken, Carme.
Oh, Carme, okay.
There are a bunch of the crew still left. It's just a bunch of the ones that went on the island
Got it, okay.
did not make it back.
Okay.
So you still have those three. The bosun is still on board because he's old as fuck. The cabin boy, navigator, surgeon,
Okay,
cook.
so we're okay. I was like, there's like 5 of us sailing a huge boat back.
and helmswoman.
Okay.
So you've lost from what you currently had 12.
Wow.
Well, next time we need to bring more.
Yeah.
All right. You guys get back. Set sail once again. Similar to before, it takes about a day to get out of this weird, otherworldly region. And so, you all pitch in, obviously, and so you guys get back out onto the sea with one destination in mind.
Home.
And that's where we're going to take a break, because then we're getting into a resolution phase. So-
Alright.
We'll take 10 minutes because we don't want to wait too long, and
Yeah,
we will
definitely.
continue.
Sounds good.
Welcome back. So, we pick up on the boat, heading back. The first day ends and you all eventually bed down, with thoughts of returning home flooding into your minds. Your journey back over the boring sea to Theurginia takes 16 days. The skies, once you exit the strange paranormal reality of purple, are mostly cloudy as you transition from late autumn to early winter. The air grows colder and windier. The sea seems to grow wilder. As agreed upon, you take a direct route home, circumventing what islands and reefs you found along the way. You all pitch in to bring the ship home, as now the crew is below the ideal number. You take turns with shifts and duties, and each get what rest you can in the coming weeks. Nizoa, you have a severe lack of Larlock visits, though his presence you feel is all but gone. Your dreams are filled with more calming images, those of nature and animals, and even a couple friendly visits from Sylvanas. Freebird, your dreams are no longer plagued by agonizing and desperate whispers of souls, but that just means that other images take their turn. Many a night you are visited by the image of the two fiendish beings facing off, but always brief, never knowing when it might return. Ash, for you, it takes some time to get used to your new ability of ethereal sight. And as such, it is your unconscious mind that gives you images of a parallel world filled with ghostly images of spirits and strange floating figures, though your deep sleep brings you warmer feelings and congratulatory visits from Pelor. Thud, your thoughts go to your arms, as well as the rest of your body, as your return to shore means that you can further your goals of mechanical enhancement, though your dreams are somewhat conflicted, showing you what you might be like with more than what you have now, but also sprinkling in sensations of immobility and pain. Freebird, we're not gonna take 20 minutes to have you roll, but because of the length of time it takes, it will become eventual that you do roll a certain number, and that day you have a desire to do nothing. You have a desire just to sleep. Nothing but sleep. Anything that wakes you up, you curse under your breath and immediately do your best to go back to sleep. Like, nothing is going to make you stop feeling tired and just wanting to
I
black
will
out.
gently place the pillow that Freebird gave me under his head.
You do so.
So basically, what you're telling me is I fulfilled my dream and I've become an American. Cool.
That's what you want to call it. So, on the 16th day of your journey back, as food is starting to dwindle and everyone is hit with exhaustion, you are mere miles from shore. Those of you on deck notice that the sky is not only filled with clouds, but also specks of black and gray dust of some kind. It permeates the air not only above you, but also falls like snow around you. It's not fun to breathe in, but not too harmful. These specks remain in the air all the way until you dock at Horn Shallow. Lowering the anchor one final time brings relief and hugs throughout the crew. Captain Kraken, along with his first mate Passion and quartermaster Carme, make rounds, talking and thanking each and every one of the crew for stopping before all of you. Kraken gives you all one last heartfelt thank you, wishing you all well in your future endeavors. Carme echoes this, saying that this journey would have ended far sooner without all of you. Finally, Passion gives you all one big final grin, thanking you all for the adventure and not letting him die. Nizoa, should you feel the desire, Passion will be waiting here in Hornshallow until your duties are done. You all exit onto the ramp and onto the docks. And Freebird, you're the only one to notice something none of you have noticed before. Whether or not finding the right angle or never taking the time to. But one last look up to the deck of the ship. You notice Carme, behind the thick, dirty blonde hair, hides ears that are ever so slightly pointed on the end. She gives you one last smirk before disappearing over the side of the ship to attend to her duties. You all march down the docks to be met by a group of Mod Guardians, led by an individual in the robes of the Order of Arcane Resurgence. She's human, middle-aged, brown hair with a few gray streaks on the sides, with a stern but soft face. Hello, I am Master Senna Gran of Zedtong, and I take it you are the adventurers sent by the Grand Master Keen Rider.
That's us. Ash's Cookies. King's orders.
Excellent. Well, I am sure you have had a tremendous journey so far. Why don't you all get some rest for now? In the morning, I and my guards will accompany you to Zentong to report your findings to the Arcane Council yourselves.
Sounds great. Where's the closest chow hall?
She points and like
Tavern.
merely couple dozen feet up the beach is a fairly wide tavern, wooden make. It's got a big sign out front that says the Salty Sprig.
Ash runs for it.
Okay.
I run with her. I feel like we're like hand in hand.
Yep. You all make your way to the closest door, where you get a couple rooms for the night if you like.
Ash bursts in. Round on me!
I love it.
You see a fairly burly man with a big beard and like his apron over his wife beater like turns. He's like, oh god, and he's like in the middle of pouring a drink for like a fairly busy bar at the moment, but he's like, oh shit, and he like hands that out.
Starts to panic.
And he gets out a bunch of mugs and he's like, all right, well, what do you want?
Your best beer.
Nope. We want your best beer.
Well, yeah.
Best beer for them.
The cheap stuff for everybody else.
Sure. Let me get out my. I'm gonna
This
say.
is how we go bankrupt.
That's fine.
Well,
Yeah, I'm about to set my mini cake up on the counter and say we
do it.
fill it.
On your new table.
okay. So
Because
I'm gonna
eating is my way.
say. I'm gonna say, in total, the good beer for you guys and regular beer for everyone else is 5 gold.
That's it.
Well, Thud, being a big ale person, and Ash, honestly, you guys realize, as well, Ash more so, because when you do the math in your head, that seems a bit expensive for beer.
I
Like,
take a sip of it.
you got some good beer for you guys and like regular for everyone else. That
A
seems
little steep.
like a gold or two too expensive.
What's going on here? Why you overcharging?
Do you ask that?
No,
Well, yeah.
Thud,
Of
Thud,
course,
it's
Thud
very,
does.
it's
He has no
very rude.
filter.
It's very rude. It's very rude to ask a bartender the prices. They don't set the prices. Come on, it's fine. We're back
Thud,
on land. It's
Thud
fine. We're
needs
gonna
fill
pay.
cake. Thud
We
don't want to
need
overpay.
food.
We have the money, Thud. It's fine.
We need food.
We're
We
celebrating.
need food. Let's the the filet mignon on this tavern menu.
The equivalent being like, actually, I
Probably
mean, you're next to the beach, so like some nice like salmon
lobster.
or yeah, honestly, and that will be
Rack lobster.
the four of you. That'll be 10 gold pieces. Once again, bit more expensive than you were expecting. But so that's going to be 15 gold pieces for all the beer and food.
Cool.
But for you, Thud's not happy. We're paying way too much for this shit.
It's fine. You don't even care about money. This is worth a lot more to me. That's fine. Ash
same.
doubles it and puts it
It's
down.
so good.
Out of curiosity, what are you guys doing with the chest?
I thought it was
I
in the
don't
bag.
I don't know if that's going to fit in the bag. Hold on.
I think it's two.
It's not a like a
it's
chest
a
you can
2
hold in
feet
your
opening.
hands. Let's see. Okay, can hold it to 500 pounds, so you're fine there. Not exceeding a volume of 64 cubic feet.
Who has the bag of holding? It's you, right, Ash?
I thought you did.
It's either
Me?
you or Ash.
No, I don't have one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I will say you're probably gonna need to take some stuff out if you'd like to put it in there.
I mean, it's free of all food now. Because that's what we
That's
got it
true.
originally for, was to carry all
Yeah.
the food.
Fair.
That is
So
true.
I will say that if you take literally everything out of it, it will fit.
That's fine. Ash will
Okay.
have done that.
Okay, so you can do that. So yes, you
Walking
enjoy.
around with a god chest.
Yeah.
But the key stays on my necklace underneath my stuff.
Okay. Food and beverage. The night goes on. You guys enjoy solid ground and people around you.
Everything feels so deafeningly quiet without the waves.
I still hear the waves.
I think we would, but yeah, eventually.
Shit. Hold on.
I would have gone and got Passion and Kraken and Karme.
I'm not paying for it now.
I'll pay
Just
for
kidding.
Okay. They eventually join you. There's a couple of, setting this ship up.
Yeah. I would have just went back to like let them know where we are and if they'd like to join us.
They would eventually join you. They would have their own drinks anyway, so they would come and join you. They get a table next to you, more towards the side of the tavern, not quite in the middle of everything. Kraken definitely draws a couple eyes.
Honestly, that whole crew would.
Maybe that's the whole point of having him around, is to draw eyes away from other people. But yeah, you guys enjoy your night. The more noticing around you, kind of feel a particular atmosphere going on. There's as you look around in the tavern, you see mostly people involved with each other. You see couples, thruples, groups, enjoying each other's company
What kind
A
of place
bit-
did you land us in?
a bit more than normal.
I blame
It's-
your chest.
It seems people in the tavern are with people that they are romantically involved in.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see work buddies relaxing after the job. You see people having date night.
Oops. Well, no, it's okay. I mean, if we just pair up by sizes, right? Shorties with shorties and tallies with tallies.
I was like, what the fuck?
I know, where is this going?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm
I
suddenly having
blame your chest,
flashbacks.
Ash.
I'm having
What was
flashbacks to kindergarten.
done with this.
Well, it's what ignited, and I point to passion in me.
At which point he actually comes over and lays a glass of
See?
wine down next to Nizoa as he
No.
goes off to a different side of the tavern. Gets up on a stage, pulls out his lute,
Oh,
Begins
I was like, what is
to-
he about to do?
begins to entertain the crowd with some more romantic themed songs.
What is happening? This is the same tavern?
Yes, this is the same tavern.
It just turned into a swingers club?
Yeah.
No, this is how it's been since you entered. You just now
Oops.
noticed
We
this.
just noticed it.
We were so busy. We just busted in a party at the melting pot, basically.
Yeah.
Thoughts just drinking away. He's just hanging out.
Yeah.
He's making googly eyes at his beer.
Yeah, that's
He's on a
that's
date with his
one
beer.
true love. That's
Yeah.
one true love. It's okay.
True
Probably,
love
like-
right there.
Yeah. Probably like 3 or 4 beers in after not a lot of beers in. Ash is gonna start like looking around and just being like, yuck.
Is there any halflings in the bar?
Roll a perception check.
Get Ash hooked up with someone. Nat 20.
Nice.
There are a couple seem to be with people.
Aw, nuts.
There is one at the bar. Doesn't seem to be with anyone.
Hey, Ash.
Hmm.
Look at that guy over there. He's pretty cute.
The short one?
No, he looks like he's actually taller than you.
Listen, not all halflings look like kids, okay?
Go live a little.
Ash will go up to him and be like, so what great adventures have you been on?
It's just
He gets scared for a moment. He's like, I don't know.
I tried.
I mean, I'm visiting here. I'm not from here. Does that count?
Yeah, where are you from?
Granboro.
Don't know where that is.
That's your
From
country.
Greenhouse.
Yeah, that's where you're from.
Oh, it's the whole country. But I'm
That's-
okay. Oh, well, yeah, duh, me too. That's where all halflings usually come from. But like, where? Like, I'm from
Uh,
Green Hovel.
I'm east of Green Hovel in the hills.
Which hills?
Northeast.
Oh. Why are you
my-
here? Who are you here with? I'm sorry. Am I in your girlfriend's seat? I'm so sorry. This is gonna be
No,
really awkward.
no girlfriends. No,
Smooth, Ash.
I'm here on business. I'm a political consultant, if you want to call it that.
Oh, God.
Political
Never mind.
consultant?
Walk away. Walk away, Ash.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of a representative of Arathis, if you know her.
Do I?
Yes, Arathis is the wife of Pelor.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
What?
snap!
You're an associate of a goddess?
I just there's
Is this a goddess's seat?
You're
Am I
welcome.
sitting in a goddess's seat?
No.
Oh,
No. I'm not like a cleric or anything like that. I have a group back home that we the Lady Arathis is goddess of law, and so we kind of formed a group, in her name. We don't have powers or anything like that, but we're more talkative people,
what if you do have powers from a god? Maybe even her husband, and I'll do what do I have? Guiding light, divine,
What do you have?
sacred flame.
Is this guy on like a mission?
Sacred flame. Oh, and he's
Yeah.
like, oh, you're a cleric. Oh, okay.
I'm a cleric. I'll hear more. And I pull out not my key. I go to pull out like my mission call, but in my point at my chest, this is Paylor and Mystical, and
Yeah.
don't worry about that key. And do you want a drink? I want to hear more about this.
Yeah, sure. As he pulls out his own like small necklace, and you see on it is a blue, well, looks to be like a gear with a star inside. It's very kind of like duality of like innovation and light. It's the modern version of Pelor, if you want. His is sun and warmth and life, and hers is civilization and invention and law.
Okay, I get it. I can dig it. Buy him a drink, and I hear more about this.
So, while Ash is distracted, I'm going to now take the moment, especially being half drunk, to go and have a talk with this bartender about overcharging me for filling my keg.
Okay. You go over to him. He's like, what can I get for you, buddy?
Wow. Why are you charging extra?
Listen, inflation's not easy on anyone, okay?
Inflation?
Also,
Inflation.
the chest.
What is
You don't
inflation?
see with this.
Inflation.
If you want nice things, you gotta pay for it.
Prices go up when coin value goes down.
No. I give you coin.
And
you
coin
give me
is not
beer?
worth as much right now. So beer
No.
cost more.
But no.
I wish I could say the same, but we all gotta earn a living.
Fine. Thud's just gonna take his keg and sulk it back to the table. Very
Okay.
upset that he's paying more for beer now.
Okay.
What's wrong, Thud?
Thud suffer inflation?
Oh no.
Beer costs more now.
Do you remember when we were in the cave with the box?
Yes.
And do you remember when Ash opened it for like 30th time? And the coins fell?
It was only like 4. Get over it.
Yes.
I think that's what we're dealing with. It's affecting everywhere. Ash. Oh, look, she's back.
Passive aggressive.
But why Thud have to pay more?
Well, because now...
You're falling into a tourist trap, Thud. That's it. That's all it is.
I put my hand over Ash's mouth.
No,
She's talking.
no. I look at Abby. Constitution check. for
Essentially,
half
it just means right now, money isn't worth as much as it used to be. So everything's gonna cost more, because our money doesn't... It's confusing, don't worry about it, you're fine.
Fair enough. So let's just gonna go back to drinking.
Yeah, he's just gonna go get another beer.
Okay. Alright. You guys enjoy the rest of your night.
And actually, at the thought of that, I feel like Nozoa goes outside and looks for anything that looks different, too. Possibly a volcano erupting, or, you know.
Well, you do notice the ash that is falling in the sky.
Oh my god.
Still, I mean, it's not thick, but it's
But
noticeable.
it definitely, like, is obvious.
Yes, it's not usually like this.
I'm gonna go back into the bar and get Ash and just bring her outside. Do you see what that box is doing?
It's doing like one or two bad things. Okay, but here's the thing.
You're a cleric.
Okay.
You're like Miss Happy-Go-Lucky. You're the one that got me to be a good person.
Yeah, but I mean that's fine. I'm not a bad person just because I like to open the box. It did a lot of good things, and
What
really,
if that
I mean,
volcano kills
how-
a bunch of
but-
people, including
Okay,
your
but-
hometown?
But how do you know that the volcano even has anything to do with the box? It could have just happened
Ash.
naturally. It could have just happened naturally. That's like saying, "Oh, I ate a banana one time and now I got cancer."
No.
Did the banana cause your cancer?
So it takes a second. I feel like it gets really silent. And then she just goes, no, that's not what I'm talking about. Look at the ash. Ash,
It's just
there's
excited
ash.
to see us.
It's
We
not a
don't
coincidence.
know. Ugh. You don't know that
You
it's
made me a
not
good person.
coincidence.
I don't want this
I
box to ruin
I'm
you.
very proud of you. I'm very proud of you, and I'm just okay. Look now. Look.
Since when am I the
You
voice
can
of reason?
trust me. You can trust me with the box. I haven't opened it one other single time since we've been off of the island, since we've had
Yet.
it back. I understand the full complications. I don't trust anyone else with this box.
Okay.
No one else was
Well,
given
I
this vision
trust
with this
you.
box.
I'm just
That is
saying
fine.
this isn't good.
That is fine. And I'm just saying that this could purely be coincidental, and inflation is not real, and we're in a tourist trap.
Okay, and she's just gonna go right back into the bar. Oh, by the way, how's your date?
I don't think he likes me very much. I don't know if I like him very much. He's like a lawyer. But it's okay. It's
Oh,
going.
yeah, no, come back to my table.
Is there lawyers in D&D? I don't know.
There are now.
There are now, great. Alright, you go in, you enjoy the rest of your night. Ash, should you choose, you can continue to
Talk to the
enjoy his
lawyer.
company. He is more than willing to talk about his life, more than willing to ask about yours.
Ash has to drink at this point. So
Okay, you can,
eat.
you can.
Yeah.
All right, you do that.
She is full halfling mode right now.
All right. You
You
guys.
hear him talking about himself?
If you'd like to, you can certainly like pass by and hear it.
Okay, so
I gotta
I
hear this
pass by.
conversation.
I pass by and hear some of it, and then I go back to Thud and I start talking about his life with his voice.
It's very
I respond with, "Wow, you've never opened up this much to me before." I feel like
Yes,
we've
but I
grown
went to
closer.
Harvard and I studied law.
okay.
Halfling
He
law.
didn't study law, but it's well, okay. No, there
You
wouldn't.
you didn't know he was a peace domain cleric, but he is now.
Blah blah blah
No,
blah.
he's
Halfling.
more
Potatoes.
Potato.
Oh no, see, if we were
Potatoes-
talking about that, we'd
potatoes
be
and
in
Arrakis,
it.
I know.
We would
Ash
be
would be all
in
over
it.
that.
Let me tell you about this
Potatoes.
potato pancakes that I've been making along this whole trip.
She'd go into her potato like Bubba Gump
Let me-
kind of conversation, but just about potatoes for like an hour.
Dude, potatoes in Arathis his entire life.
Yep. Was it?
All right, so you guys take the rest of the night to eat, drink, and be merry. Definitely pass out, drunk or otherwise, at some point. Those of you who want to can indulge in other things, but you guys eventually find real rest. Real.
I even have my emo heart shirt on.
um,
Very on brand.
It's very easy night. You fall asleep as soon as your heads hit your pillows.
I want to be curled up with Freebird. Can I be curled up with Freebird? He feels very comfy right now.
Aww.
I promise not to talk about law or halflings or anything like that.
Oh, that was
And
great.
so the night passes. Eventually, the tavern quiets down and you guys all find rest. In the morning, a small caravan is waiting for you. 3 carts, each one with some supplies and sleeping bags, lined up with Margardians, both riding in and walking alongside them. Master Senegron is seated at the front of the middle one, looking expectantly at you all to join her. Good morning! I hate to seem impatient, but we really must be going.
Are we in trouble?
No.
We don't even have,
I,
do we have time for breakfast? Will second breakfast be served at your place?
Oh my god.
well, we
What about
do have
tea?
we have a long journey ahead of us, so as many meals as you like.
As many meals as I'd like?
Provided you can make them ahead of time or in a
I
cart.
thought we were stopping. I thought we were stopping for fast food.
Well, there are 2 towns along the way.
Yes. So let's go.
Very well. You guys get in the carts and get on
Wait.
your way.
A passion. Are you gonna say goodbye to passion?
Oh, I did.
Did you say goodbye to passion last night? We'll talk about it later. Real talk. Real talk. Real talk.
I feel like I just give her a high five. Get in the cart.
You said other things.
Yeah, I mean,
I did. Yes, that's up to you.
Will is like, I'm not talking about. We're not going there.
you-
Let's move
You
on.
fill in the blanks. You don't fill in the blanks. That's not bad. It is 12 days travel to Zentong from
Word.
Hornshallow. Your path takes you along the main road that cuts straight through the middle of the kingdom. You pass through the Apex Mountains, making stops at Herver and Obwich, where you can certainly get your fair share of food. And though the skies above tend to be slightly cloudy, you can't help but take in the beautiful landscape around you. The grass seems greener and vibrant than winter would usually provide. Thick trees are thick and fruitful, and the ground is soft and slightly damp. Freebird, once again, without taking 20 minutes to roll a bunch of times, you eventually do get a number. And there's one particular day you're passing through just a line of trees, and you're like, I want to eat every single apple and pear on those trees. And so, while the caravan continues, you just get this urge to climb and just pluck and chomp on every single one.
I'm saving them for apple pie later.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sounds so good.
I'm okay with this. This does sound like something I would be dreaming about.
So,
Like me, myself.
Yes. I mean, the fruit is
Dave
delicious.
has made it into the game.
Yeah, the fruit is delicious. It's fresh
Wait,
and
wait.
ripe.
If it's Dave, there's alligators chasing me while I'm trying to get the fruit.
Maybe a different time. But you indulge in these fruits to the max, to the point of you cannot eat anything else that day. But eventually, your 12 days of travel end. You pass by more and more hills, trees, until finally you arrive at the walls of Zentum. You arrive during the day, and your path is set for a direct beeline to the center of the city. Your caravan follows the spiraling center road at a brisk pace as people make way for the Mud Guardians before you until you all reach your destination. Before you, just on the other side of the street, as the castle of the King of Nifiletto, is a tall, beautifully intricate marble building with 8 tapered spires that surround one taller and wider central spire. Bridges seem to connect the 9 spires farther up in the architecture, while the base of the building holds them as one, much like a large cathedral. A mosaic adorns the front of the facade, not seeming to be glass, but instead colored translucent stone of some kind, combining kaleidoscopic colors into an image of a figure manipulating some sort of energy, and around them are the 8 symbols that represent each of the 8 schools of magic. You are led inside in the tall marble doors, greeted by smiles and bows of very well-dressed individuals, some in robes, others in armor, and others in formal dress. You are led directly to the center of the first floor, where a grand staircase spirals around the edges of the walls upward into the central spire. However, you get to the second floor, and while the staircase continues, you are led out into the center of the chamber, tall and filled with statues and paintings of arcane history. You glance down to see the floor that is marked with arcane runes and lines of some kind. They lay dormant, as if just decorative design. However, as you all step to the center, 2 mages step forward to the edges of the design, and with a few swift hand movements, the designs below you alight, and your eyes flash for a moment. Coming to, you are in a different antechamber. Before you is an open doorway that is flanked by 8 busts of people. You step inside the doorway, hearing your footsteps echo on the marble floors as you glance around to see columns, chandeliers, statues, and a wide staircase leading to a central chamber. There, in the light granted by tall windows and fire, you see 10 figures. Among them is Grand Master Keenrider. His manic white hair still unkempt, but his robes more tidy and together. Standing beside him is a man who has made himself distinct from the rest. With short, gray-white hair and a trimmed beard, tan skin, square jaw, piercing blue eyes, wearing robes of purple and gold, but much thicker and more ornately trimmed. And around his neck is a thick gold chain holding a golden amulet in the design of the kingdom's symbol, an eye with the intertwined Celtic knot. In his right hand he holds a 2-foot blue rod with 8 edges, and pointed on the bottom with an 8-pointed star on the top. Around these two people are 8 more robed figures. Their robes of purple trimmed with colors other than gold. Blue, amber, silver, pink, red, violet, green, and bronze. They are mostly human of all genders, but you see among them a tiefling female and a half-orc male. Grandmaster Keenrider notices you all approach and lights up. Friends, oh, it's so good to see you in one piece. It has been some time. Please approach. I'm sure we have much to discuss. He then turns to the other figures in the room. May I introduce Ash, Nizoa, Thod, and Freebird. Friends, may I introduce the Arcane Council of Nifileto, especially our very own Grandmaster Archmage Hackfor Dubris. And he gestures to the gray-haired man next to him. Whoever would like to can roll a history check.
What the hell?
Yeah, I'll
number is
throw
that?
one down.
Oh, nope, I'm gonna use an advantage. That was only a 5. That is only a 12.
13?
For me, 13.
Freebird, did you do one?
Nothing worth mentioning. It's an 8.
Yeah, no, none of you recognize it.
As far as
However,
we're concerned, that's just some dude.
yep. However,
You're Jake!
Jake!
oh my god.
It's so pleasant to meet you.
As you guys step closer and you're listening to Grandmaster Keenrider speak, Freebird, in your mind, you hear Bloodheart speak up. Well, well, well. Do I spy a friend of mine? There, the rod. That's one of the ones I was talking to you about.
You mean the sentient?
Hmm?
The sentient items?
Yes, the very powerful artifacts that he knows of. He's it. I don't know. It has mentioned before that there are other artifacts that he knows of.
Okay, I take out my pen from the carnival and I
Yes.
jot down some notes about this rod and I draw a picture of it.
I'm so glad you took that.
Okay. Okay. Dubris turns so that he faces you all directly. Welcome, friends of Nifileto and the Arcane Council. First of all, thank you for your service to the kingdom. Your recent adventure has been one long in the works, and I have no doubt that your deeds will aid us greatly in our efforts. And as such, your reward will be generous. So, rather than waste your time, I'm sure we are all eager to hear about your findings. So please, tell us. Where did you go? What did you find? And how far did you get?
We found islands and death.
Islands and death. Well,
Nope, we found a lot of dead islands, is what he says. There's a lot of nothing out there. It's
I see.
ridiculously
I'm giving
boring.
Ash daggers.
No one should ever go there. There's not an iota of anything. Actually, that's why we came back with so few people. They were jumping off the ship out of boredom.
really? Ash, roll a deception check.
Oh, Nizoa doesn't like this. Nizoa doesn't like this.
Do I have any more advantages? I think I've used 2.
Yeah, you have more.
Okay, cool. That was an
Should
11.
start giving you disadvantages though.
This one is a 13 plus 1, so 14.
14. What'd you get?
14?
He takes a good long look at you, grasping the rod a little bit closer to him now. Ash, correct?
Correct. Nice to meet you, Jake.
So, it is your testimony that you found nothing in your month journey.
First of all, testimony, I don't remember being sworn into anything. Second of all, I have a lawyer on standby. Third
It's
of
true,
all,
we do.
Lawyer. He's not a lawyer.
Oh, he is
that
now.
was Chef's that was great.
third of all, I didn't say we didn't find anything. We found out a lot about ourselves, a lot about our friends, a lot about
mean,
what
that's
friendship means. We learned how a ship works, and we learned how navigation works, and we saw sides. I had never seen the ocean
Me and
before.
Thud made a star chart.
They made a star chart. We learned a lot of things. We found a lot of things. I just don't think it'd be anything worth ever exploring for any other person
Thud
ever
got
again.
these, and he's gonna spin his hands.
This
Oh,
is
I
how
can't-
bored we are.
I
He
can't-
chopped
I
his
can't
arms
lie.
off. He was so bored. He chopped his
Right.
arms off.
I'm just gonna Ash.
I'm serious. No one should ever go down there. Ever again.
I mean that is true, but oh god, I can't lie.
I'm not telling a lie. No one should ever go down there again.
I mean, technically, that's not a lie. It's not
While I appreciate your concern, why don't we be the judge of that?
Then Thud's just gonna say, "Look," and he's gonna drop a beholder eye and a beholder eye stalk at this guy's feet. Nobody should go there. And then he's gonna pick him back up because he still needs
He wants to keep him. He like mic drops him and then goes back and picks him up.
100%.
Where did you find those?
Yeah, Thudwin.
Thud's
Get that again?
trophies.
That's trophies that you got on your excursion.
Yes.
So you didn't find nothing.
Said we found islands and death. Can you kill this?
Oh, I have killed far worse than that.
Where?
You don't know who I am, do you?
No, but you know stronger creatures?
Yes. Theurginia's history been filled with creatures from other worlds and... Well, and he looks around at the rest of the robed figures.
I died.
I brought her back.
So
Wow.
Thud isn't lying.
What killed you?
Meteors.
We got like a free bird.
He's like-
He just like
Performance check on that.
yeah. Meteors, as in natural or magical?
They fell from the sky.
I
Doesn't
died, I
matter
don't really know.
why.
Yeah, that's a dirty 20 on performance.
yeah, I knew it.
Come on.
I knew it. I knew it was gonna be trouble.
So you're telling me that you went to random islands, died from random meteors,
Just
and
me.
killed just you, and Thud killed a beholder, but you found nothing of worth.
I didn't say
Nothing
Thud
worth
found
going there
cloak,
again.
and he's gonna show off his, cloak of our.
So you found
And I
magical
told you
items.
he found these, and he's gonna spin his hand again.
So you found magical items and mechanical enhancement.
that.
Mm.
And death.
And death.
Yeah, literally. It actually kind of sucked.
He turns and whispers something to Grandmaster Keenrider, and
Keen Rider's the one that
He-
we gave all those books to, right?
yes.
Okay.
And he and the rest of the robed figures begin to exit further into the chamber.
They're all just leaving?
No, they're going to. If there's this big circular chamber, there's kind of like a further recess.
Like a...
Antechamber or something.
Yeah, kind of. Opposite of where you guys came in. And Keenrider watches after them, and then goes.
I mean,
Then looks at you guys.
If he looks at us, I give him a really worried, uneasy look, though.
He sees you and steps towards you. Listen, I don't know what you saw out there, but it is in everyone's best interest if you come clean.
Insight check.
Roll an insight
I'm
check.
not inciting him.
Ah, yeah.
The other guy, yes. I don't trust the other one, but...
Oh no, do I have any more advantages?
Let me look. Yes.
Did you roll?
Okay, 2. Oh, it's still not great. 11 plus 10 to insight. Holy fuck! 21.
21.
Yeah, I have a
Um,
10 plus 10 insight. Why do I have a plus
He is very nervous and confused. And Dubris whispered something in his ear that has changed his demeanor greatly.
Ash. You have
What?
to tell them.
What? Tell them what? Fine. Wait, about what?
The box.
Fine. 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 We found a box. And we opened it up, and some stuff happened, and it's fine. And then we got transported somewhere else, and then we got out of it, and it's fine. And it's back there on that island behind a beholder, and a baby beholder, and 14 layers of hell.
Dubris, as you're talking, slowly turns back towards you and becomes intrigued. A box, you say?
A box, I said. That I
Show
don't think
me.
anyone deserves.
You're
Did
right.
you not just hear
Nobody
me?
does deserve it.
It's literally back on the island. It transported us into the box,
I kick
into a
Ash.
carnival. What? You wanted me to tell them? They're gonna go find it. If they want it so bad, they can go get it. I did everything. I
Well,
got
then maybe you should
us
give them the
out
key.
of that box. What are they gonna do? I don't have a key for that box.
You can keep rolling deception if you'd like.
Fine. I give them the box. Alright, I give them the key.
Okay. He takes the key. Well, I will say, I do agree with you. No one should have powerful artifacts if this is indeed one. And he goes and hands this to the individual with, let's see, Where is it? Hands it to. Alright, they are. A human, maybe? Maybe? No. The tiefling female. He hands the key and says, well, that will be kept under surveillance for the time being, but if there is a chest artifact somewhere, then that will be a further excursion to discover whatever energy it might contain. Thank you for being honest with me.
You're welcome for being honest with me.
She's all moping.
Honest-ish, I mean.
Anything else? Anything would be helpful, even if you found nothing. Just
I give him
if
the
you-
vial of that spring water. This is what helped me.
he grabs it. He opens it and smells it. Interesting. This will definitely be of use. And he hands this one to a human person with robes of. Fuck. What color are you? This one has trimmed in silver. Takes it and holds it. Well, we will get a separate report from the crew later. They've been paid already, as their losses, I hear, were quite substantial. But
What reward are they getting? Just out of curiosity.
oh well, few thousand gold, something to hold them over so that they can take a good long vacation. I'm sure they've earned it. Some refurbishments for their ship. They didn't ask for much else. They were very straightforward with their requests. But unless you all feel the need to inform us of anything else, and he gestures behind you guys, you glance behind you and you see two chests being brought up. I hope it goes without saying that we hope you would keep what you saw and found close to the chest for now. Obviously, you will get credit in the history books for these discoveries, but for the sake of safety and organization and keeping intel away from our adversaries, we ask that everything stays between the council, yourselves, and the crew of the Depth Maiden. But enough of that. Please take some time for yourselves.
Can I do an insight check on him just to feel his vibe? If he's like being kind of,
Sure.
I don't know, I'm getting a bad vibe from him.
And that's funny because you're really asking, like, do you trust Will or do you not trust Will?
Oh, I don't trust Will. I definitely don't trust Will. He killed me. Insight, I got...
Will didn't kill you. We
21.
killed you by making stupid choices.
Fact. 21.
21. Definitely not a forthcoming individual.
Okay.
Not hiding anything per se, but as with the station of being basically the second highest ranking official in the nation, definitely has an agenda, that this journey fed into is not too happy that you guys have not been completely honest.
Zoa was. Just putting that out there.
Right? So I'm gonna say Thud.
So far, there's only one of us not being honest. Not gonna say.
Kraken, you asshole.
I mean, it's always Kraken, isn't it?
All right.
I'm gonna have a chat with Paylor, and if he clears it, then I'll just mail it to him anonymously.
I'm sure a cleric should be honest, so they keep their power. That's what I've heard. I don't know.
Well,
only if they're a god respects honesty.
That's true. I guess
There are
we'll find
many
out.
ways to serve a god.
That is coming from someone who knows.
You guys are brought those chests, and Keen Rider chimes in. Please don't be strangers. You know where to find me, and I'm sure there will be plenty of exciting discoveries and opportunities in the future that might interest you. Dubris finishes. I wish you all well. Thank you again. The Arcane Council will remember you all.
Before
all
we
the-
leave, I do want to. I don't want to give him the box. I want to ask Baylor if I should give them the box.
You could always come back. It's not like we're
I like
leaving.
my idea of just. I like my idea of just sending him a box anonymously with the treasure chest in it. They'll know what it is.
Okay.
If he signs off on it, but he has to sign off on it first.
Yeah, I mean, that's on you. That's your thing. It's in your bag.
Yeah. What? Bubbles, should I give him the bag? Should I give him the box, Bubbles? Should I? Should I give him the box?
Yes.
He says no. Meow wants free. Yes.
You can't open it anymore anyway.
Or I could just ask Paylor to open it for me.
It's true.
Sure.
Will's like, yep. Yeah, I,
This is actually how Ash corrupts Paylor. Here we go.
Oh boy, can't wait to write that campaign. Holy fuck.
that would be intense.
The corrupt avatar of Paylor.
Yeah.
Alright. You guys exit?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The entire council bows to you, and you are led out by Master Gran, teleported to the second floor, and escorted out and onto the main street of Zenton. The sun beginning to set, you catch a rare sight of the castle in front of you. Much of it is in shadow, but the sun reflects ever so slightly off the side, allowing the central spire to almost shimmer and glow. And with that, your contract is finished. No impending threats or plans. Ash's cookies with many adventures behind you can all find some rest before continuing with the rest of your lives, whatever that may look like. So, as the eve sets, I will ask my players who wants to go first.
I don't think any of us want to go.
Well, as the sun sets, you guys have one final night in Zentum, the capital of Nifiletto. Thousands of gold now in your pockets. As your characters wake up the next morning, for the first time in half a year or more, there's no further plan, there's no contract or job or destination. You guys may be together for a couple weeks, maybe enjoying each other's company, but eventually you all have your own goals. You realize that you guys will see each other again, but there are things that you guys need to do that don't involve each other.
Me and Nozoa get into a fight over the box.
No, I'm gonna let you
Probably.
do it.
Storm off forever. Just
No, I would. Now it's in the hands of Ash. Zoa did what she thought was right, but you know, I guess I'll go first.
Okay. Zoa,
Get it over with.
After a couple weeks of enjoying time with your friends, what is your next path?
Oh boy. Well, before she separates from all of them, she would have been on the way back, on our journey back. She learned how to do wood carvings and makes each of them like a really nice, really intricate necklace. Freebird made like a really beautiful like oak feather. And then she makes this kind of amulet of the mountains for Thud, and a sun with like almost like a turquoise stone in the center for Ash. But I think Nozoa, I think after being from a place where she didn't see the sunlight, she didn't have really very many good memories, all of her good memories are of adventuring, so she's kind of just fallen in love with discovering and adventuring, and she feels home on the open water, so I feel like she goes back to the Death Maiden and asks to be part of like the permanent crew. And she spends her days working in the kitchen on the boat, and making all of Ash's recipes that she taught her. But then also writing Ash as much as she can with new seasonings that she finds and teas, and promising her that she'll bring back some on her next trip. She then also writes Thud every day with updates of their star chart, as well as just helping him learn how to write and read better. When she's back on land, however, her and Freebird, I feel like, is where she gets up to her mischief. She still kind of, I feel like, always will have that. And I feel like he occasionally joins us on the boat, maybe. Her and Passion have been together for probably a few years now. And they have a small house on the edge of the forest near where Ash lives, I feel like. They're not there very often because they're always on the boat. She paints and does wood carving and sends back all the money to help rebuild where she is from after what her mom did to it. And she still fully does search for a way to completely get rid of her warlock side. I feel like I don't know if she ever finds it, but definitely has learned to control it better. And after Kraken passes away, which I'm assuming, you know, eventually happens, Passion takes over. Karme is the first mate, and I kind of am then the third. And they have 2 kids, Michael and Tulip. And she has love and family now. And at the very end, I kind of just feel like it's like a video that you kind of see zooming out on her, looking at the boat, and she has a colorful spider tattoo that covers her entire back, that goes from really, really dark all the way to amber. And because we all need to see the light in the darkness, and that's, I feel like, Nozoa's end for sure.
That's all definitely doable. You probably start as a go-between between the striker, the fisher, and the cook, and then your skills set you out from the rest, rising in the ranks of the ship. Find a spot for a house in Granborough, near Ash's home.
Maybe I live next to the lawyer. Who knows?
You're a bit south. It's funny, being out on the ocean definitely strengthens a closer relationship to Sylvanas. Being in nature and visiting the islands 1,000 times over, probably. Maybe not the one with the tentacle monster that you guys escaped.
That one.
But Parlanot Island is very dense with jungle. You also eventually find the island with the volcano that none of you ever knew about. It's not an island that has been charted before, and that's
I definitely roll my eyes when I see it.
Definitely a place you go on one of the next Depth Maiden adventures. On land is when you occasionally get a visit from Larlock. Never ending without a Sylvanas intervention, though. And funny enough, it almost seems like the most common time for him to visit Larlock is when you're home in Granborough. And while I won't just give the answer, there are ways for you to find out how to attain peace, and they're not too far off.
Cool.
But I will say, I think Nozoa gets that life with her, the first ever Tabaxi Earth Genasi kids.
You know how cute they are, probably? I'm just saying. They're probably
I
very
wonder
cute.
what their tails are made out of. If it's fur or rock.
Like, little, like... I feel like they're very, like, what are those cats that almost look like mountain lions, but they're really small? Like, they're a lot smaller.
Lynx?
Link.
Yeah, like a lynx. Like, they look very lynx-like.
That's pretty close,
Like,
actually. That's not
scraggly
bad.
Yeah.
Guess I have to homebrew
Very
that.
cute.
Who would like to go next?
I mean, I can go real quick if you guys want. Okay. So, Thud carried on with his friends for a time, accompanying each of them to their homelands, making and sharing many fond memories. Unfortunately, Thud never managed to find his own home again. This fact never bothered Thud much, as he knew his true calling was never with his tribe, or any tribe for that matter. A few years after traveling with his friends, Thud made one final trip to see Captain Moonridge one more time. After which Thud disappeared into the wilds once again, taking up his true calling, finding and fighting the strongest creatures in the land. Taking trophies along the way, Thud quickly took on the appearance of a monster himself. However, the people residing in the small villages in the wilds did not fear this monster. Why? Because this monster sang songs. Songs of legend, songs of Ash's cookies, and the bird that left his home saved a barbarian, together fighting in a war before returning home to fight his own. Songs of a genius gnome inventor could kill you with a joke as quickly as her pistols. Songs of a halfling healer whose wonders and words could sway even the gods themselves, whose cookies and teas could quicken the resolve and harden the heart against even the greatest of fears. A protector and a teacher, giving Thud one of his greatest gifts, the tribe of the spoon. Songs of a rock maiden with a soft heart, whose art is a wonder of the world, and whose fiery magics blazed a trail of hope across the land. The sad tale of Kill Mother, bringing with it the freedom and friendship found through it. Songs of a repeating shape, a cloak that could open doors to realms unknown, throwing death from the shadows, and silently probing minds. Yet, a true friend, never abandoning one he cared about, and saving many with powers unfathomable in this realm. Songs of a hidden, guiding hand, an open invitation to explore and find adventure untold. Gentle, fair, and never unduly cruel. If followed, this hidden hand will lead you on a journey of a lifetime, if only you heed the call. Songs that drove away the other creatures of the night, allowing the villagers to sleep easy, knowing they were under the protection of the singing monster, Thud. Although Thud did eventually fall to the hands, claws, or tentacles of whatever beast finally proved to be stronger, villagers of the wild still leave out food and supplies when they hear the singing monster of legend on the night winds. And that is how Thud ends his adventures.
Captain Moonridge definitely can be found eventually, and when you do, you discover that the war is over. It has been for a little bit. And more than peace, in newfound friendship. It appears that the war that started with the elves is not one the humans wanted to continue. And in fact, really pushed their ideals of magical freedom to the point of inviting the forces you all fought, the peaceful ones at least, to join with them. And in seeing Captain Moonridge, you see a man long tired, now resting, coming back into the kingdom, spreading your tales. Though you do not read, the rest of you eventually hear of the monster that spouts the tales of this group that some people have actually read about. In the years following, books start to come out with accounts of the war and this one band that stopped an ambush. That same group going on to save Confern from Drow, and that same group going to spearhead sea expansion. And somehow this strange monster just going around singing these tales. It's both entertaining and mildly confusing, but no one ever stops it. But thus is the tale of Thud. Who's next?
I shall go next. So, seeing as we are heading out of the city, and maybe inflation is a big thing, maybe everything else might have a little grain of truth, but Ash is definitely wants to go and check to see if her weird random thought that appeared as a wish for Michael's legs to be regrown and he to be happy and healthy and whole. Just, there might be a grain of truth. Everything else is happening. This might happen too. Um, is he happy and healthy and whole?
You go to see him in Grazos. Gotta remember that. I'm pretty sure I have it right. He lives in Grazos. Upon going to see him for the first time, he is not home. It takes you a few years to see him again. And you come to find out in the month following him getting his legs back, he somehow found out the whereabouts of Helvis and immediately went to her side. When you see him again, yes, he has his legs. And him and Helvis seem to be
Awesome.
happy.
Awesome. Super. Well then, so I imagine going through, she finds out that information and she's content with that. And so she heads on home and she thinks that she's going to be, she has all this money now. She's finally going to get to open up her bakery, and she does, and it's amazing and it's wonderful, and she has her little house attached to the backside of it. And even though it's just her and her cat, she always has a big table with way too much food in each place at the table. It has a very specific setting for Nozoa and Passion and Freebird and Thud, and she always sets a plate for them. And then eventually it grows a little bit. She puts a kids table at the very end for all the chitlins, and with all the spices and things that Nozoa sends back to her, she experiments with, baking a little bit of her magic into it and sending it back off with, she's definitely like the grandma, the mom of the group. So she always has some food and a place to crash for her family, for her friends. And but after a time, she still has the box, and she hasn't opened it, and she hasn't really asked about it, and it just kind of sits there. And eventually, she thinks about it less and less as time goes on. And but eventually, continuing to hear from her friends that are out adventuring, she loads up her goods, and she starts the Ashes Cookies dessert caravan that travels the countryside and becomes well known as a pit stop, as a well known traveling sales goods person across.
Food truck.
Yeah, basically a food truck, a famous food truck, that all adventurers, all young adventurers want to make sure that they stop or that they come across Ash in the Ash's Cookies caravan, because it's a true sign of being a true adventurer.
As you get more and more established, and as the years go on, it seems that once the sea becomes a little bit more charted, that one of the next frontiers is up north. And so all the adventurers sent by the order to do the same thing you guys did, but to the mountains to the north, all tend to stop by and purchase whatever they'd like from you. And so you become more than a staple. You become an essential stop for almost anybody that goes north. And those who come back south, if they do come back. And as such, your stop becomes more than just convenient or fun. It's an essential part of hope that it won't be the last time they enjoy your cookies. And
We all have our own secret handshakes.
and I'm not sure whether it is for me to say, but eventually someone probably does come asking about the chest. Who knows what happens
I definitely
after that?
bother Ash every time I visit. Important tidbit.
Who knows if it ever disappears from your home, if you ever put up a fight defending it, but for now, your legacy lives on in your food and your hope. So that just leaves Freebird.
Okay, so I had written this originally like we were coming back to Hornshallow. So it's titled Freebird, Epilogue, question mark. The scene opens with the Death Maiden arriving back in the port town of Hornshallow. It's time to tend to personal business. But what business does Freebird tend to? That's the question. After telling Ash, Nazoa, and Thud in his own voice, "See you later, alligator," he makes his way to a local watering hole called Warm Socks. His goodbye is not a goodbye. It's deliberate, calculated, everything you expect from a 14-year-old Kenku mastermind. All manner of seafaring folk fill the pungent hall, ale flowing like the tide, and stories riding in on the waves. Freebird, having accomplished his mission, sits alone in this tavern. Lined up on the table, 5 travel-sized bottles of Captain Kraken's private stock, properly burgled before he disembarked. Normally, he'd be more into the spirit of merriment, but not today. What will he do with the rest of his life? To answer that question, 2 artificers, one named Jeff and one named Jason, sat down at his table and talked to him. Onlookers would see, but not hear the small talk between the 2 men and the Kenku from across them. Freebird ignores the fact that the hired help is telling him that he cannot bring his own alcohol to the tavern. I mean, what Theurginia would you even have without Ash's cookies? Likely a very different Theurginia, darkness and sadness, but we wouldn't have inflation, so there's one silver lining to it. It was clear that this party made a lasting impression on the world as a whole. Then we would see Jeff slide what looked like an etch plate with a bowl turned upside down across the table, and Jason would lay out ship schematics, specifically for a 4th-rate ship of the line. In a louder voice, Freebird would speak again. The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, and to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. And they replied to him, "You have the heart of gold, kid." And so this ship of the line would be dubbed the Heart of Gold. A little quote that I want to read. "Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. And that's exactly what Freebird would do. Assuming the moniker Captain Blackbird, he would sail around Theurginia once more, striking fear into the heart of anyone flying pirate colors. Word would spread of this captain, with razor-sharp talons, often appearing engulfed in flames, and the mere mention of his name would have white flags sailing from the masts. However, this pirate would selectively seek out those who preyed on the weak. The crew would never take as much as they needed to survive and be comfortable, letting the bulk of the spoils go to ports and towns in need. Someone once said, very famous, no one has ever become poor by giving. So then you'd cue some music, and I selected Don't Stop Believing by Journey. So as the seas became calmer and safer, the crew of the Heart of Gold set their sight to the night sky, and the ship of the line lifted off the water, taking to the darkness for new adventures. The ship was now powered by the infinite improbability drive, in a more common word that could be heard in Faerun or Greyhawk, a spelljammer. This would be the first of its kind in Theurginia, and those adventures, it would fade to darkness. So, Will, specifically, I picked these two names because Jeff Grubb was the original writer of Spelljammer, and Jason Tondro is the primary director of the new release of 5e due in August. So I say let's expand Theurginia, and let's really expand it beyond the north and beyond the planet. Yes.
I can't fucking.
I am down. I am beyond down.
Fucking Spelljammer, Hitchhiker's Guide, god damn it. I mean, I have nothing to add. I think that all lines up very well. Freebird is not a man who is going to live very long and would take every second not for granted. Take every opportunity he could. And so I think that is very fitting.
There's a little picture too in chat.
I mean, that looks great.
I love that.
And I guess it's my turn.
Oh god, this is where it's gonna get me. I already know it.
20 a.m. in the realm of Theurginia. The date is the 15th of Solaire. Winter has started, as has the last quarter of the year. There's no snowfall yet. In fact, Theurginia is experiencing its greatest harvest it has seen in a long time, despite horrible inflation rates. We have now gone on a journey.
We can afford it now. It's fine.
112 days long. The story of Ash's Cookies, though not in any way complete, has been a long and difficult one. A humble group of sellswords aiding in a war effort against unconventional and truly horrible tactics have gone on to face many threats that have come to light in the absence of the elven guardians of magic. Whether it was powerful mages attempting to incur on foreign soil, magical phenomena that have appeared in the realm, drow assassins and necromancers attempting to take a bite out of the surface world, arcane tricksters looking to expand their business, creatures from other worlds commanding their territories on untouched islands, or powerful and forgotten artifacts. Our heroes have survived a lot. They have made and lost friends along the way, saved many lives, performed great services to Nifiletto, and uncovered secrets to eliminate the tapestry that is their world. Nizoa, your journey has taken you from great depths to great heights, both literally and figuratively. Escaping your mother in the Underdark, finding your own solace in Sylvanas and nature, getting dragged down by Larlock and his efforts, and once again finding your way to the divine. You have many decisions ahead of you, and your future is uncertain. But if your journey has left you with anything, it is the ability not to settle or give in. Thud, your story as an adventurer began in tragedy. It is one thing to lose a loved one, it is another entirely to lose them all. Maybe that's why this family means so much. The fact that you have risked your barely clothed skin so many times to ensure their survival. With 1,000 weapons on your back, and in now your mechanical hands, you have slain many an enemy, and it is without a doubt that you will slay many more. Ash, your life has been filled with light. Whether it is the radiant healing energy at your fingertips or the flame that boils a pot, your moments have been nothing short of warmth and tenderness for others. With Pelor and Mishakal at your back and an array of spoons, you have brought people back to life, a feat others can only dream of, even in the current state of the realm. Your path has been one that few have walked and survived, but none have done it with your positivity and your maternal care. Freebird, your experience has been an enigma. Your powers are rare and unique, and fittingly so are you. A little bird unable to speak with his own voice, but never willing to let anyone not hear him. You've been attacked and kidnapped, plagued with nightmares and unrelenting impulses, and somewhat burdened with one of the most powerful items in the realm. But when I say that the gods have forsaken the person who could make you lose your edge and your wit, I am understating it. Our story had many other friends along the way. You fought alongside soldiers like Michael and Emmer and Captain Moonridge. You've journeyed with adventurers like Ario and Helbus, who experienced calls to return to their families and aid in their own turmoil. You've worked with the Order of Arcane Resurgence and members like Grandmaster Keenrider and Master Mossbinder as they attempt to secure their nation. You spent weeks on the seas with the crew of the Depth Maiden, and for one of you even found love. These characters were your friends, allies, support systems, quest givers, and reasons to keep going. This journey would not have been complete without them. And you can't help but wonder how has their journey panned out in your absence. Though you hope that what you've accomplished has given them just a bit more safety to live their lives. Our story comes to a close today. Many questions have been answered, many still lie open. But that is life. That is adventure. Theurginia will never have a shortage of quests and journeys to offer those that seek them, and for our heroes, whether we revisit them in the future or not. They live on in memories, in history books, in our hearts, and potentially in the great weave that connects the realms. Ash's Cookies, it has been a pleasure and an honor. May magic be as pervasive and influential in your lives as it has been mine, taking whatever form it shall. Thank you.
We love you, Will.
Thank you all for joining us. It's been a wonderful couple of years. This was my first ever campaign, and I could not have asked for a better one. Enjoy the rest of your nights. Be safe. Love each other. We'll see you soon.